Sam Valiant Stadium in Copley, Pennsylvania, RCN4 Sports presents the District 11 Class 3A Baseball Championship. Tonight's matchup features the Patriots of Freedom High School. They come in with a 17-5 record as they are the number 2 ranked team in the tournament. They'll take on the number 1 seed, the Emmaus Green Hornets, 20-1 on the year. They are the number 1 seed coming in. Hello, everybody. I'm Gary Laubach, along with Dick Tracy. And this promises to be an exciting game, Dick, just as we had in Game 1. Numbers 1 against number 2. We're going to see outstanding pitching again out of Emmaus, it appears. And, of course, Freedom, they have been the Cinderella story without question this season.
Absolutely. Freedom, everything to gain, nothing to lose. Emmaus puts it all on the line. Number 1, you got that little bit of East Penn versus Mountain Valley still passing vibes all over the stadium. And number 2, they want to retain that second spot that they own in the state right now.
They do have the second spot in the state. They're number 25 in the nation are the Green Hornets. Freedom is number 10 in the state right now. Freedom, as Dick mentioned, Mountain Valley Conference champion. The Emmaus Green Hornets are the East Penn Conference champions. Dick Tracy, as we look at this Freedom Ball Club first, and let's take a look at their starting lineup. They just seem to be able to get the key hits exactly when they need them. You see a Dave Hefner in that lineup. Hefner has been on fire in the playoffs.
Yeah, you have Hefner played well, especially at the end of the year. Last game of the season, a meaningless game, you know, he really came through. Orcutt, an all-star. You had last night, Tuesday night, you had your leadoff hitter, Rocher, put one out of the ballpark. It seemed that they don't come up with big innings, Gary, but they come up with big hits in little innings.
They're going to have to do it today, Dick, against an outstanding pitcher in Christian Fretz. Fretz is a lanky kid. He's 6'5", Dick. He's 180 pounds. He is another one of those great left-handers that Emmaus has on the squad. He is 5-0 in the season and an unbelievable 0.97 ERA.
Said the other night, I said, here's Funk coming in with seven base on balls for the year. We'll never see that again. This guy's less than 10 also. So they're real controlled pitchers. Big task for Freedom, Gary. How do you go against a decided team with an edge like this, especially the pitching? And pitching very well may be.
Dick, is this a game where Freedom is going to have to eke out a run here? Or there any time they get the opportunity? Are we going to see perhaps a lot of bunting tonight just to sacrifice people over to second, get them in scoring position?
Well, I don't know about the bunt situation, but I do know it's going to be scrap. Scrap for every little bit you can. Get the big lead, maybe he'll throw over wild. Stolen base attempt. Hit behind the runner, things like that, Gary. Because there will be no big innings for Freedom. Because with the mound staff ready that John Schreiner has to come in relief, I don't think the Hornets would allow that.
If indeed relief is necessary at all. As we turn our attention to the Green Hornets, let's take a look at their starting batting order, the kids that John Schreiner will put up there. And they're going to face Tom Mayock. He's 5'11", 185, and a junior. Certainly doesn't have the numbers that Fretz has. In fact, he's got a 7.75 ERA. And when Scott Garskar is not throwing, this team is only 6-4.
Yeah, this is a very different team without Garskar pitching. 13 decisions, 12-1 record. Obviously, their leader overall on the mound. And one thing the lad has going tonight, Gary, is I don't know if they know him that well. Not only the amount of innings, but he's not a Valley product. You know, he's from outside. Maybe he comes up with a special pitch that'll keep these hitters off edge.
Yeah, he is a new kid on the block. He's from Oklahoma, and these two teams have not gone at each other all year long. Last year, they did play each other a couple of times, and Emmaus won those ball games, but this is for all the marbles. The loser has to pack away the cleats. The winner will go on and play in the state playoffs. It should be a very interesting ball game. A little pride at stake. Mountain Valley Conference against East Penn Conference. Sit back and relax. The District 11 Class 3A Championship right after this timeout.
For Allentown Transmissions, here's Bob Seifert.
Other shops try to do everything. At Allentown Transmissions, we only do transmissions. At Allentown Transmissions, we can tell a difference between a minor or a major problem, so you don't have to pay for services you don't need. We know our customers are satisfied because most of our work is referral. At Allentown Transmissions, we don't have the high overhead of a franchise shop, so we can pass the savings along.
Welcome back to Valiant Stadium as Freedom will come to bat. They will be the visiting team. And let's go around the defense for you for Emmaus. At first base will be Kevin Walbert. Second base is Chris Grinovinsky. At shortstop is Paul Sante. And in fact, I'll wait till we catch up. And over at third base will be Jeremy Moyer. There you get a look at the shortstop. Out in left field, Steve Parr. Center field, Brian Martin. And in right field, Steve Moyer. The battery mates. Chris Zaya is behind the plate. And let's get a look at the lanky left-hander. The pitcher is Christian Fretz. Fretz is 6'5", 180, a junior right-hander. And he has a long drink of water, this young man, and he will be halfway home before he lets go of the ball. So that's a tough pitch to look at. 5-0 on the year. We'll give you his numbers in a moment. As the first pitch to Chris Rocher is going to be beaten to the ground. And out to shortstop Sante, and he makes the long throw for out number 1. So Rocher doesn't give us an opportunity to give you his numbers, but I can give you Fretz's. Fretz has appeared in 9 games. This is his 9th. He has a 0.97 ERA, 5-0 on the year, 29 innings pitched, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, 12 hits, 41 strikeouts, 9 walks, and he hasn't hit anybody and hasn't had a wild pitch. And here is the pitch to Ron Orcutt. Orcutt on the year, 349, 22 hits, 5 doubles, 3 home runs, 17 RBIs, 26 runs scored, and 5 stolen bases. Dick, Emmaus has given up 7 runs all year. That ball is hit out into the right field foul area, and that will be strike 2. 7 runs all year. They've outscored their opponents 73-7.
Of course, they have 2 championships under their belt, won a tournament champion, and of course the East Penn Championship.
Rocher, by the way, was batting .351 when he stepped in there and grounded to short. The 0-2, high and tight, probably the pitch he wanted to throw.
You saw the fundamental play of Emmaus, Gary. Ground ball by Rocher to the left of the second baseman, and shortstop over. I mean, make it an easy play out of it.
This ball is golfed into the air, and it will be caught by Jeremy Moyer in foul territory for out number 2.
One of the things John Schreiner says is we try not to beat ourselves.
This is a little bit of a 9-iron swing, and like our director Mike Trombetta, it's shanked, and it is shanked foul. In fact, I'll be playing golf with our director on Saturday, and I'll probably see a lot of those shots. Dan Fazakis steps in for Freedom. 297 on the year, swing and a miss, 19 hits, 4 doubles, a triple, 12 RBIs, 8 runs scored, and 2 stolen bases.
Rocher, as the leadoff batter, swung at the very first pitch. Don't want Fretz to get ahead of you.
And that ball hit up the middle, so the infield is busy. And an easy play for Sante over to Walbert, and a very quick inning for Christian Fretz, as it's a 1-2-3 inning. And Emmaus will be coming to the plate. Coming to the plate for us in terms of sponsoring tonight's ball game is the Bethlehem Westgate Mall. Did you know that kids who are involved in sports are less likely to get into trouble with the law? Well, think about it. If you take a kid to a ball game and spark an interest, you may just change that kid for a lifetime. At Westgate Mall, they care about our kids and think they deserve our time and commitment. So if you stop by their information booth, they'll give you 2 free tickets to an Ambassadors baseball game or a Valley Dogs game. Your choice. So stop by the Westgate Mall, then take a kid to a ball game. 3 up, 3 down in the first inning for Freedom. So we turn our attention to the Freedom defense as they take the field. As you're looking at Tommy Mayock, let's go around the infield for you. At first base is Dave Hefner, and Dave Hefner has been a very hot hitter. At second base, Ron Orcutt. Orcutt is an all-star second baseman. The shortstop is Vince Villani. At third base, Dan Fazakis. We move to the outfield. In left field, Josh Vetter. He'll throw the ball to center field, and that is Mark Pavlich. And in right field, You get a look at Chris Rocher. The battery mates. Behind the plate, Mike Dalmati. And out on the mound, this young man is 5'11". He's 185 pounds. The junior from Oklahoma who came to Freedom this year, the right-hander, Tom Mayock. He is 2-3 on the season. He has pitched in 21 2/3 innings. He's given up 27 runs, 24 of them earned, 29 hits, 33 strikeouts, 10 walks, and he's hit a batter. His ERA is 7.75. He will rely on a good defense. The Freedom defense has had only 35 errors all season long.
Remember in the first game, Saucon Valley had not won a district title since what, 72, Gary?
Mm-hmm.
Well, wouldn't you know it, Freedom Patriots not won a district title since 72.
Well, maybe part of the Freedom charm will be maintained. They have had a great Cinderella season under their head coach, Fred Harris. John Schreiner, it's not Cinderella. It's just been absolutely spectacular. Steve Parr steps in, the junior left fielder, hitting .422. 19 hits, 9 extra base hits, 7 doubles and 3 triples, 6 RBIs on the night, 18 runs scored, and 3 stolen bases. The first pitch is high, ball 1. If you just joined us, extra inning ball game for the AA championship. Saucon Valley 1, Wilson nothing. Great pitcher's duel to crown a AA champ. Ball 2, 2-0. Dick, often when you're the underdog, it is critical you get off to a good start. When you've got to have that psychological feeling that you can play with somebody.
Yeah, you can't be playing 5 runs down, Gary. No way. You know, you're fighting for your life just to get there, so you want that even start and edge just a little bit.
And I think everybody believes that has seen these two teams play that Freedom's going to have to play an almost perfect baseball game to beat what is a very, very talented and a strong-armed pitching staff of Emmaus. There's a strike. Bent the body a little bit and came right down the middle.
They are solid, Gary, in every respect. They love to take strikes. Mike Mahalik started years ago when he was coach. Anything from the plate on out, take to right field, go away with a pitch. I mean, they're well schooled.
That ball is fouled off the right side, and it will run the count to 3-2. The sun just setting here over Balliet Stadium. The lights are on. It's a cool zephyr that's blowing through the stadium. Dick's been known as a cool zephyr himself. That was in 1936.
Upbeat.
Now back. Count stays full. Hey, we're going to be back on the basketball court Sunday.
3-on-3.
3-on-3 at Cedar Beach. The 3-on-3 tournament. So watch us on RCN 4 Sports. The 3-2 pitch. That's strike 3. Mickey Little punches him out. And all Steve Parr was waiting for to see whether it was going to be called a strike or not. Once he realized it was, he had to jaunt down to first base because the ball was dropped. So a strikeout for Mayock. And Paul Sante will step in. .516, a hefty batting average as he leads the team in hits with 32 of them. 8 doubles, a triple, a couple of home runs, 26 RBIs, 25 runs scored, and 2 stolen bases.
You know, Gary, you follow the sports beat, especially high school. You hear some names, you hear some thing, then you come around, you see games toward the end of the season, and more things as you develop. I've heard more about this lad than I had anybody else in high school. Sante. Oh, do I hear the good things about him.
Strike 1, 1-1.
I watched him at short, too, in the first inning. Extremely smooth. And that batting average shows he's pretty smooth at the plate, too.
Sante can hit the long ball also. He jumps on this one and punches it foul. Out over the right side.
Yeah, you hear this kid's going to be drafted. That kid had this kind of a show. And
glad you brought that up, Richard. Just some news out of Nazareth. Ryan Fry was drafted in the 32nd round at third base, not as a pitcher.
Third base.
Third base by the rather unknown team, the Yankees, New York.
Hey.
Where are they from? New York, I think.
The Highlanders.
They
Well, if you want to go back farther, the Knickerbockers.
Here's a guy that Fry would rather forget about. Sante hit a home run off of him on Tuesday to get Emmaus jump started, and they never looked back. And the curveball is a slow one right on the outside part of the plate. And Mayock off to a great start as he has back-to-back strikeouts and brings up Chris Grinovitsky. Another look at this curveball.
Two things they talk about. Number one, off speed. Get guys off stride. Number two, first time around the lineup, somebody new, somebody you haven't seen. So if that's the case, then it's a good time for Mayock to really take off and do his best. He's gotten 2 called third strikes on 2 great hitters.
And he gets a strike 1 swinging by Grinovitsky, batting .417.
And that too was a changeup pitch.
25 hits, 6 doubles, 3 triples, a couple of home runs, 24 RBIs, 24 runs scored, and 8 stolen bases. The 0-1. That's in the dirt. Ball 1, 1-1. Good stop by Dalmati. Legion Baseball starts right here on RCN 4 on June 10th. Mudhens, Copley in town. Right at the knees. Boy, he has had great location.
It's been all that. It hasn't been the big break or the great slider or the high heat. It's simply been a great location.
The 1-2 pitch is a curveball, low and away. And the count even up to Grinovitsky at 2-2. Brian Martin on deck.
Once heard Tom Seaver say, Gary, that velocity is the most overrated thing on a pitcher's aspect. He said left and right, up and down. He said, I've never known Gary Maddox to throw over 88 miles an hour.
It's where you can put the ball. That ball, another good pitch, nice pickup by Hefner. And Hefner makes the play unassisted at first base. And we've had a very quick first inning as nothing but goose eggs on the board. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Everyone knows the Brass Rail has terrific cheesesteaks, but now there's another reason to visit the Brass Rail. Our great breakfast menu. Start your day off right with all-time favorites like Eggs Benedict with our unique breakfast potatoes, or waffles with fruit topping. Or how about the house specialty, a cheese steak omelet? The Brass Rail has 2 convenient locations, 3015 Lehigh Street and the original Brass Rail at 1137 Hamilton Street. Begin your day at the Brass Rail, where our menu sets us apart.
Batters 4, 5, and 6 will step in for the Freedom Pates. That means Mark Tavares is at the plate. The designated hitter, .350 on the year, as he takes the first pitch and gets a pretty good rip at it. 21 hits, 5 doubles, a triple, 5 home runs. He leads the team in that category. 20 RBIs, 16 runs scored, and 1 stolen base. Tavares has become the most famous Freedom Patriot in the last couple of weeks, as they talked about him being cut as a 10th grader, being sent to the JVs as an 11th grader, and now being the cleanup hitter on the varsity as a senior. And they appeal the play, and they say
no.
1-1. And in fact, that reminds me, I need to introduce the umpires to you. I'll do that right after this fly ball that's chasing Moyer deep. Moyer trying to collect it, and he does. Outstanding defensive play in right field by Steve Moyer. And it's a high sky here and a tough one. And Moyer fought it off. Dick?
Here we go. Tavares stays in on the left. He gets one on the outside part of the plate. Really goes with it, and the ball keeps flying. I'll tell you, Emmaus is so well schooled. Not only in hitting, but good defensive fundamental. That's a great play.
Moyer looked for the fence. There is no fence to be found. Mickey Little behind home plate. Dave Hemmerly at first. Steve Herster at second. And Bill Pencil is at third base. Swung on and fouled back by Freedom's Dave Hefner. Hefner has been on fire during the playoffs. .348 on the year now, as he just has consistently raised his batting average. 23 hits, a double, a triple, a home run, 10 RBIs, 20 runs scored, and 3 stolen bases. Fouls the first pitch back. It's 0-1. The lefty winds and puts it a little bit inside. 1-1.
Okay, I want to develop a point that you brought up about a decided underdog more and more time, you know, getting ahead and getting more and more confidence. Let me tell you, Freedom came out very much ahead in that first inning. I'll elaborate on that.
There's a little punch shot, one of those pull stick off the cue, and it is not caught. A diving Kevin Walbert could not get to it, and the count goes to 1-2. Richard?
In the batter's box, first inning, absolutely nothing happened for either team except better swings by Freedom. Tavares comes out, gets around on that lefty as we watch the replay here. Good try at first. Boy, they play great hustle defense. Tavares gets around the lefty's first pitch, pulls it down the third baseline. Now he just skies one deep, deep, deep to right. They're getting more and more confidence.
I agree. They have stepped up there and they've gotten some good swings. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a curveball. It's knocked down by Fretz right over the shortstop. Paul Sante, good play. It's 1-6 to 3. Out number 2.
Boy, this is fine defense again. There's the hit off Fretz's glove.
You don't know how hard it is to change directions like that.
It takes a 180. I'll tell you, Sante, impressive.
Nice throw, nice pick by Walbert. We go to batter number 6, Josh Vetter, the junior left fielder, 253 on the season. He has a dozen hits on the year. He looks at a strike one, 2 extra base hits, both of them doubles. He has 8 RBIs, 11 runs scored, and 3 stolen bases. This one beat into the ground, too. Down to second base, Grinovitsky. He makes the throw over to Walbert. We are just cruising along here. Inning and a half have gone by. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. So at the end of 1.5, it is 0-0 as you look at the high hopper to Chris Grinovitsky. And out number 3. Fred J. Moyer Plumbing has been family owned and operated in Allentown since 1910. Use their experience for all your plumbing needs, from new kitchen and bath work, minor residential repairs, to major industrial jobs. Commercial renovations to sewer and water line replacement. Fred J. Moyers is fully licensed throughout the Lehigh Valley area. Call them at 432-6629 for a free estimate and see why over 80% of their customers return to Fred J. Moyers for their next job. MasterCard and Visa are happily accepted by Fred J. Moyer.
Another thing we want to elaborate on just a little bit, Gary. We talked about it in the pregame. Freedom must avoid the big inning. Now, they handled the first inning so well, going from 1-2-3. 2 of them called third strikes. If they can stay away from a 4, a 5, or a 6 being put on the board all at once, because we now know for certain Emmaus will not help you defensively. They are so solid on D.
Emmaus lost 1 baseball game this season. That to Governor Mifflin. Other than that, their record has been flat out perfect. They also have on their schedule a forfeit. They lost to Mifflin 5-2 on Friday, May 7th. And Penridge was a contracted team that couldn't play them. So they won that one by a 7-0 score. And they have won 19 games on the field. Stepping in is Brian Martin, the center fielder, 4, 5, and 6 for Emmaus. Martin batting .475 with 29 hits, 7 doubles, 3 triples, 2 home runs, 41 RBIs, 16 runs scored. Just off the plate, ball 1.
Now Fretz, just like Funk in the previous game, comes in here with tremendous credentials. 29 innings pitched plus 41 strikeouts over a K an inning, and yet the first 6 batters for Freedom have all gotten pretty solid licks.
Swung on and missed. Strike 1, may have been a foul tip. The count 1-1. Mayak struck out 2 in the first. And the young man looks pretty confident. He even chatters to himself a little bit. Curveball, it's a slow one. Trying to keep the Emmaus batters off balance. The count 1-2.
Well, you see how he's been able to average more than a strikeout an inning. 21.2 innings pitched, and he already has 33 strikeouts coming in. Add 2 more here, you know, and you're saying, wow, how does he do it? Must be speed. It's all location, and it's all that little changeup stuff. Changing speeds.
The 1-2 is hit hard, but this infield doesn't let anything get out there real quickly. Good hustle over. Mayock could not catch the ball. So we're going to have a runner safe at first, and we'll have to get another look at this one before we determine whether it's a base hit or not.
Well, I'm going to give an E3 here, Gary.
Yep, if it's picked cleanly, that's an out. Of course, if it's caught, it's an out. I don't know.
Well, if he feels it cleanly, you know, we got the out established before the second play is made.
All right, so we're giving the error to the first baseman. Certainly was an error. Probably get a little bit of debate whether it was the first baseman or the pitcher. As Pat Lowe, the designated hitter, steps in. 325, 13 hits, a double, a home run, 10 RBIs, 11 runs scored. Strike one.
Emmaus looking to capitalize from this situation.
John Schreiner is the kind of coach, in fact, let's introduce him again, second-year coach from Emmaus, along with Marty Rowan, Dan Moyer, and Rob Gonkowski, the kind of coach who plays very, very fundamental baseball. Yes. Doesn't do anything crazy, and you may see Lowe bunting here just to try to get that first run on the board. He did not show an indication to bunt on the first pitch. And there goes the runner. And this ball again is swallowed up by the lawn. And an unassisted play by Dave Hefner for out number 1. But the runner is moved to second base. Little hit and run action, Dick.
Yeah, talk about John Schreiner being a, you know, very sound fundamentally. You know, he is the Copley roots. Sammy Balliet, Joe Steiner, you know, really, really heritage on the game of baseball. And you see it here. Go behind the runner. They've been dwelled in Emmaus. They've been drilled into him. Hit behind the runner. Go opposite field. You saw it there.
And the kid's done a great job. Fred Harris, only his 3rd year at Freedom. And he looks like a kid. He looks like he can still be playing the game for these Freedom Pates. Done a marvelous job with Freedom. Mike Hersick and Bobby Hersick and Nate Stannard, his assistant coaches. As Kevin Walbert waves at a strike one. Walbert 297 on the season, 11 hits, 2 doubles, a triple, a home run, 7 RBIs, 13 runs scored, and a stolen base. Down at second, the first runner to reach base, Brian Martin. Slow curve, it's high, ball 1, 1-1. Chris Michael will be joining us at the microphone for innings 4 and 5. I've got that union, Dick, that doesn't allow me to do 7 straight. That ball beat into the ground down towards first.
And again, an example of Mayock, the pitcher, making them go after his pitch. That pitch way out of the strike zone.
What Freedom wants to avoid now is having that error cost them a run. One-two count on Walbert. Jeremy Moyer on deck. Pretty good lead for Brian Martin. He wanted to go. And he did not go, says Mickey Little.
No check.
Mickey would not go to Bill Pencil. And he didn't go at all. Mickey telling you. We have Mickey mic'd. Or Mike Mickey. I'm not sure which is proper. A little tougher to hold a guy on second with a left-handed batter up. That's high and away. Ball 3, 3-2.
Get to thinking back the other night, Gary, 6-0 Freedom shutout. You say, boy, maybe the pitcher had a little easy. Well, he had that stress of a no-hitter. Possibility always on his mind, that builder court. I say that because I wonder, could Garskar be available?
Slow curve, and he went after it. The ball's in the dirt. Nice job by catcher Dalmati. Now they'll try the double play, but sliding underneath the high throw is Brian Martin. So you get the strikeout, but because the ball's in the dirt, they've got to go 2-3, and that allows the runner to move up. So 2 down in the inning, but a runner on third base as Jeremy Moyer steps in. 3rd strikeout of the game for Mayock. Moyer batting .280, 7 hits, 2 of them doubles, 8 RBIs, 8 runs scored. He hasn't stolen a base. Good play all around, except Hefner's throw was high, Dick. I think they might have.
Yeah, they had a very good shot on it at third. Catcher looked him back very well.
Now they want to try to get out of this inning by getting it out here. That could be a humpback base hit. Oh, what a great catch, and it's dropped. He had it in his glove and could not quite hang on as Rocher almost came up with a great defensive play. That'll be a base hit RBI for Jeremy Moyer.
Coming through in the clutch. Little line drive to right field. It's dropping. Feeling has a good shot at it and does. And perhaps the grass on the ground knocked it out.
That is not an earned run because Brian Martin got on base via the error, but it is a run nonetheless. And Emmaus leads by a 1-0 score. Steve Moyer steps in. Steve batting .259, 14 hits, 9 runs, a double, 7 RBIs, and 1 stolen base.
First hit of the game for the Hornets, only hit of the game.
And that's a called strike.
You do not give a team like Emmaus 4 outs.
Curveball, trying to wait on it, but jumping out on top of it as popping up to Dave Hefner is Steve Moyer. We're out number 3, but in the inning there was a run, there was a hit, there was an error by Freedom. There was 1 runner left on base as we've gone through 2 full, and Emmaus leads it by a 1-0 score. I know you'll be back.
How many of these have you seen on these lately? Since Scott is the largest Chevrolet Chrysler Plymouth Saab dealer in Pennsylvania, it's no wonder you see them everywhere. Scott is known for having an incredible selection, one of the highest customer satisfaction ratings, and a great service team. That keeps our customers very happy. It keeps Bill happy too. He's got job security and a new electric screwdriver. Scott on the Lehigh Street Auto Mile.
It has been 6 up and 6 down for Freedom, although they've hit the ball pretty well. As they go to 7, 8, and 9, Mark Pavlich steps in. Pavlich .259 on the season. We'll give you his other numbers in a moment. As he beats the ball into the ground, down to Jeremy Moyer. Moyer picks it up, and the throw is a little wide, and tagging him out is Kevin Walbert for out number 1.
Swings late. Ground ball to third. Again held up slightly. Throw pulls him off the bag. Makes the tag. Hemmerly says before he got there, whistles him out.
Almost looked like Walbert was on the bag anyway. Although certainly the umpire indicated he was waiting to make sure the tag was made. Vince Villani steps in. .351 hitter. This guy's been a real good defensive star for Freedom this year at shortstop.
He's really come on in the latter stage of the season. Guy made some really big plays for the Pates.
And he's done a pretty nice job at the plate, obviously. .351, 20 base hits. 5 doubles, a couple of triples, 27 RBIs, and that's strike 2. 18 runs scored and 3 stolen bases. Boy, we've seen good pitching in the last week. Of course, Freedom had the no-hitter from Scott Garskar when they beat Pottsville 6-0. They beat Parkland by a 1-0 score on another Garskar masterpiece. Emmaus, they do it with the bats as well as the arms, as Northampton was beaten by them 9-3 in the quarterfinals. Nazareth beaten by them 13-1 in the semis.
And how about Lesser a few hours ago?
Yeah, how about
Gives up an infield single in the first and nothing after that.
And Saucon wins it. on that one-hitter by a 1-0 score. In fact, Lesser got a base hit in the 8th that led to the only run of the ball game. Sacrifice fly by Bobby Fry.
In your interview, he thought he was out, huh?
I think he thought he was out.
Yeah.
The 3-2 pitch. Foul tip. Hanging in there, Villani.
Which makes 3 of us.
A little chattering going on between Fretz and his catcher, Zaya.
Zaya's a take-charge guy.
You don't have a good baseball team if you don't have a good catcher.
You had Berta, didn't you?
Yes, I did. He was nasty.
Oh, wonder where he got that from.
He used to yell at me all the time. In fact, I threw strikes because I was afraid not to. 3-2, beating to the ground down the shortstop. Another clean pick by Sante. Boy, he is smooth.
He get rid of it.
Out number 2. Dalmati, the catcher, will step in. 206, 7 hits, 1 triple, his only extra base hit. 3 RBIs, 3 runs scored, and no stolen bases. I think Ron Berta could throw the ball twice as hard as I could. And he asked for my fastball. It was like his slow ball. Mike Dalmati. Here's Freedom's rendition of an outstanding catcher. Oh, that's low. Ball 1.
Of the 8 Patriot outs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 have been on ground balls. 5 of those going to Sante.
Going outside, ball 2, 2-0. Yeah, Fretz has no strikeouts in the game. And Freedom has hit the ball pretty hard, but they've hit it at somebody, and whoever the somebody is, they've made a good play. The 2-0. That's high, ball 3. So the Pates looking to get a 2-out base runner if Dalmati can run it to 4 balls.
Conference. Zaya does not like 3-0 counts to number 9 hitters.
Yeah, that'll get you yelled at.
Count 3-0, guys. Count 3-0.
Coaches don't like curveballs either to 3-0 hitters. They want you to just go out and fire the ball by them. Trouble is, number 9 hitters of late have been pretty good hitters. The 3-0 pitch. That's a strike. So I guess he got the message.
Well, it's a lot easier when you're a senior and the pitcher's only a junior. Even if he is 6'5".
The 3-1 pitch. Low, ball 4. Freedom has a base runner, their first of the game. So Fretz had sailed through the first 8. And he gives up a 2-out base runner. And we'll go to the top of the order, Chris Rocher. And I think we're going to get a pinch runner or a courtesy runner. It'll be number 3.
Now batting the right fielder, Chris Rocher. Number 9.
And we will check our roster to find out exactly who that is. Kevin Jones. So the catcher gets a courtesy runner in high school baseball. The 2 outs.
Here's that patented left-handed move. Balk move, they call it.
Rocher grounded to short in the first. He's 0 for 1. That's a strike 1. Good curveball. I noticed Funk and Fretz, both of them, Dick, don't give you that fastball often on the first pitch. So if you're sitting there laying for it, you're not going to get it. The move. Tough situation for Kevin Jones. He comes in off the bench. You got a kid out there with a great move. And you're not sure if Jones is going to be thinking stealing a base.
Coach says steal.
Yeah. Oh, certainly hard to get a jump. Good block there by Zaya. 1-1.
I tell you, that lefty balk move that freezes an awful lot of runners. That can dictate a game.
And that's exactly what is happening to Jones, Dick, as Fretz goes into his windup. Jones doesn't know if he's coming home or going to first base. The 1-1. Good swing, but it's fouled back. 1-2.
Now, Freedom would love to run this guy.
I know.
You know, get him in scoring position, look the tie situation up.
Top of the third, 1-0 Emmaus. There goes the runner, and the ball is hit right back to Fretz. This inning is going to end with a one-hopper back to the pitcher. So Freedom gets their first base runner, but he's stranded at first. No runs, no hits, no errors in the inning. One runner left on base. So at the end of 2.5 innings of baseball, it is Emmaus 1 and Freedom 0. If you're looking for a quality used car, stop into Mike Davis Auto Sales at Schott Avenue and Mickley Road. They're located in Whitehall. And when you go there, you are guaranteed an honest and fair price. Mike Davis has everything from compacts to minivans, and most carry warranties. Financing is also available, so make your next used car purchase at Mike Davis Auto Sales. You won't regret it. Mike Davis Auto Sales is a family-owned business run by Mike and Bonnie Davis since 1983. So the masterful pitching continues. A 1-0 ball game as we go to the bottom of the third inning.
Yeah, we played into our 11th inning today, and we've seen 2 runs. One meaning an outcome of a ball game, and this one, of course, thus far the determining factor.
So Mayock goes back out on the mound. He'll be looking at 9, 1, and 2. Zaya, Parr, and Sante. And Chris Zaya will step in with a .357 batting average. 15 hits, 3 doubles, a triple, 6 RBIs, 4 runs scored. He hasn't stolen a base, but catchers don't in high school baseball because they don't run. They get that courtesy runner.
You know, Emmaus staff comes in, of course, with that under 1 ERA and 140 strikeouts. You know, you say, wow, that's something. You know what amazes me even more, Gary? Only 47 walks from the entire staff.
That's why they have that 0.70 ERA. That's a phenomenal number.
That is.
That has to be close to a record for a season by anybody.
Well, they were telling me downstairs between games that John Schreiner has been contacted by people from USA Today. They want a matchup game between, you know, the 1 and 2 teams in the state, which of course would go determining something in the nation. And one of the things that they say is the most alluring factor is the ERA under 1.
Well, with the kind of staff John has, if he gets by Freedom, and there's certainly no indication that that's going to happen, but if he gets by Freedom, he has the kind of staff that can do a great job in state playoffs. Because normally, Dick, if you've got to go 3 games in 1 week, you need 3 pretty good pitchers, and he's got them.
1-2.
And they have legitimately great arms. Count 1-2 now on Zaya. Little low, little. In fact, I should use my Bob Uecker here, just a bit outside.
They consider, I'll get into it deeper after the pitch.
2-2. High ball 3, 3-2.
That in reserve haven't been used yet, Gary. You have Ryan Amy, 4-1 with an 0.94 ERA.
John Schreiner's quote, he's faster than either one of these 2. Go figure. Well, getting the leadoff batter on in the second cost Freedom a run. They don't want to do it here, and they won't. Waving at a good fastball is Zaya. Strikeout number 4 by Mayock. Out number 1 for Emmaus. And take a look at the location. Catcher didn't move the glove, Dick.
Certainly, Mayock has given him a great start. The run scored against him, not earned at all, and he has really baffled the Emmaus batters. Of course, now we go to the second time around.
And it is Steve Parr up for the second time. He struck out in the first. 0 for 1. And that's a little low and outside. Ball 2, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Beat into the ground. One hopper collected by Fizakis. Over to Hefner, out number 2.
Freedom principal Dick Jay is strolling over toward us, Gary. The other night he was standing behind the Freedom dugout. I think he was thinking, well, that's where I stood and we were lucky. I'm standing here tonight. Well, now he's going to change. He's going to go behind the kids.
He is the best dressed member of the crowd.
And we'll get rid of that as a retiree.
Paul Sante will step in. Sante 0 for 1, struck out in the first. In the dirt, ball 1.
Cannot stress enough the job that Mayock has given them.
The 1-0 pitch. Oh, it's a little low, a little outside. It's 2-0.
Considering that coming in just under 22 innings, he's given up 29 hits. And tonight, hit, which could have been an out to right field, is the only one he's given up so far.
2-0 pitch. Boy, good location, just a little bit low, and the count goes to 3-0. And certainly, Tommy doesn't want to make a mistake with this guy. He's capable of putting it out of here. 325 down the left field line, 360 to left center, 345 straightaway center. And then, of course, you can hit the ball, to Bethlehem. A walk, the first one issued by Mayock.
Now batting number 11, second baseman Chris Grinovisky.
Grinovisky steps in. Chris grounded to first baseman Hefner, unassisted, to end inning number 1. There goes the runner.
Oh, what a jump.
And he takes one for the team. And that has Dalmati upset. Dalmati thought that Grinovisky leaned into the pitch. And here Fred Harris is out too. And we'll see who's right here. As it did not look like Grinovisky made an attempt to get out of the way on a slow curveball. Let's see whether or not he legitimately tries to get hit here. He didn't make much of an effort.
Pause.
Yeah. I think you can almost see the wheels turning. Yeah, this pitch isn't that fast. I can take this one for the team. And he did just that. So runners at first and second with 2 down. And stepping in Brian Martin, who has the only run scored in the game. He got on an error by either the first baseman or the pitcher, depending who the official scorer felt made the biggest error or biggest mistake.
All this with 2 out.
Dick, as you said, Freedom cannot allow Emmaus to get anything in bunches, and they need to get a big out here. Low and outside, ball 1. Dalmati is still upset. You see it in his body language. Looks over to the bench. You see the coach giving the signal there for the pitch that he wants. In fact, that's a great shot. If we can get that shot again, that one's low and away, ball 2. All right, keep your eye. We have to move it a little bit more to the right when we get that shot, but keep your eye on the Freedom dugout, and you'll see the signal being given by the Freedom assistant coach. And a little conversation here between Brian Martin and John Schreiner. Brian probably checking to see, there's John Schreiner, if he should be taking a pitch here. All right, now watch the coach right there. The signal already, there it is, right there. See the signal? So the catchers don't even call the pitchers anymore. Trying to jump on a fastball, but popping it up. Villani says, I have it. Nobody saw it. It was a foul ball. That's a foul ball.
Fair ball.
Oh, my. I have to look at that again. That's a foul ball.
He didn't see it.
We're going to have a big discussion.
Nobody saw that ball. Neither of the umpires nor the players. Dick, that's a foul ball.
Stay away.
Stay away.
I'm sure we'll have the replay for you, but that is a foul ball. And it's foul by about a foot.
Fair ball.
Wait a minute.
Fair ball.
The bag is his call,
Let
and
me-
he
let me-
signaled foul. He pointed. I'm listening. I'm
Okay.
just telling you what he did. He
I
went
know.
like that, and you went like that.
Yep.
So on
Let
the
me
bag
tell you
is his call.
Let me
on
tell
a
you-
four-man crew.
I understand that. Now let me tell you what happened, okay?
It was foul ball.
You want the truth?
Yeah.
Okay. He did not see the ball at all. I called the ball. It was a fair ball, right on the
It
line.
dropped this far on
He
the other
did
side of the
not
line.
see it.
This far on the other side.
I was standing on the line. The ball was fair, Coach.
Listen, get out there.
All right, you
I
hear the
understand what you're
explanation.
saying. He did not see it.
Now I hope we can show you the replay.
Oh, yeah, what?
We're going to get a pop fly here. Dick, I saw the ball hit. The ball was a foul ball. We, of course, are watching the players. It was a foul ball. I mean, I saw it live. It was foul.
They shortstop, third baseman guy, I'll tell you, they see it. No way they see it.
Does that end up being a double?
Yeah.
So that's a double
Well, it
because
has to be.
there
It
was
was
no
untouched.
play.
Thank you.
It's got to be an RBI double. And, boy, one hopes that call does not have a tremendous effect on this game because that is a foul ball. Runners at second and third. RBI double for Brian Martin. That'll be the shortest double he'll ever hit. And the Freedom fans are livid. And rightfully so. I honestly don't think anyone saw that.
And I'm checking that flag, Gary.
Here comes the runner. That one just trickles away, and the runner quickly gets back.
I'm checking that flag, and it's blowing in. Why, other than the lights, would it be, such a problem picking it up?
I don't know.
And it's shortstop all the way, they said, and then the third baseman comes into play and find out that, well, either one way or one side or the other side of the foul line.
Plenty of the fly balls hit here in the last week that we've been here have been an adventure. It must be a difficult sky to pick up the baseball in. The 1-0 pitch. That's strike one. 1-1.
Boy, the innocent starting inning. A strikeout of Zaya. 5-3 ground ball on par. They're ready to pack it up, and then all of a sudden, base on ball, hit by pitch, and I don't know what.
And if anything, that may be the kind of thing to really fire Freedom up.
Yeah, but again, 4 outs, Gary.
Yep. Yeah, with all of that said, it probably should have been a caught ball without any
absolutely.
question. 3-1. But in all honesty, third baseman Fazakis didn't know where it was. Villani kept shouting that he couldn't find it. He didn't have any idea where it was. Obviously, Bill Pencil, the third base umpire, couldn't find it. And I'm not sure Mickey Little saw it because it didn't land in fair territory. Strike two, 3-2. Well, the umps are in for a long night now. Just off the plate. And now the Freedom bench is out doing some yelling. They are not happy with the strike zone of Mickey Little either. The second walk issued by Tom Mayock. The bases are filled. Krinovinsky at third, Martin at second, Lowe on at first base, and Kevin Walbert steps in. Walbert struck out in the second inning. This is a huge batter here for Freedom, Dick.
Boy, and how.
I don't think they can afford to give up another couple of runs to Emmaus. Strike one.
The little things. Just before Mayock was ready to deliver, previously stepped out. Emmaus knows he's coming off a base on balls, knows he's coming off a pop fly double. Do anything to unnerve him.
Swung on and missed. Strike two. Big batter for Mayock. That 2-out walk really hurt. That ended up being a run. And swung on and missed. So Mayock comes back and avoids more serious trouble. Although there is a run on a hit. There are 3 runners left on base. There was no errors in the inning. We've gone through 3 full. Chris Michael will be coming to the microphone when we come back. It's 2-0 Emmaus.
I remember my mom going to Walter's Pharmacy. Now I go. Walter's fills my prescription needs quickly. When I can't get away, Walter's comes to me with free delivery. Walter's Pharmacy, making life easier through genuine care since 1937. Walter's Pharmacy, 401 North 17th Street in the Allentown Medical Center.
There goes the runner. It's low. There's the throw. And it's a good throw.
The real boys of summer play right here. RCN4, the live wire of communications and the home for Legion Baseball.
Back at Balliet Stadium after 3 full innings as we move to the top of the 4th inning. Ron Orcutt, Dan Fazakis, and Mark Tavares will bat, and it certainly has been an entertaining evening here between the 2A and 3A game, and it's turning into a more bizarre evening after a questionable call down the third base side gives Emmaus a second run. And with the pitchers on the mound, that could be big as Orcutt takes one on the first offering from Christian Fretz outside for a ball. Orcutt popped out to third base his first time up. Here's a bunt try third base side. Moyer up with it, throws across, and he beats. No, he didn't. Head first slide did not catch him. Nice play by Jeremy Moyer at third base, not Steve Moyer. Jeremy make the throw across, and one quick out.
Well, you talk about solid defense. This is a great bunt. Watch this defense. Shortstop, third, what great releases. Catch him sliding in with a good stretch.
How about that pickup by Walbert at first, too? Got a snow cone. Now Dan Fazakis will bat. Grounded out to short in his first batting appearance. First pitch bounces up there.
Wonder if Fretz has ever gone 3 innings plus without a strikeout before. Freedom really hanging in there.
His counterpart already has 4 Ks. Excuse me, 5 Ks. Grounder up the middle. Sante gets to it. Williams throws from his knees, and he throws it away. And the runner will stay put at first. Fazakis will stay right at first. A great effort by Paul Sante, but an infield single for Fazakis.
Watch his play. I think at the help with the grass. Slows it a little bit. Otherwise, it's through the ball. Look at this. From a prone position. Second base side.
Didn't even get a chance to get up to his knees. Threw that from his side. First hit for Freedom. And Mark Tavares, the cleanup hitter, steps in. Steve Moyer had to make a circus catch out there in the shadows of right field on Tavares the first time to make the catch. He hit it well, but a long out. Fretz out of the stretch for the first time this evening. Tavares late on a fastball.
You know, Chris, not to take away from any of the hits, but 3 hits and everyone tainted. The line drive to right field, that was almost a great catch. Here, almost a great play. And that thing at third base, I still don't know what that was. But 2 hitting teams like this, you know, 2 big-time teams like this.
Fazekas gets back easily at first, but yeah, that's about the shortest double you're ever going to see.
Oh, hey, think of the worst scenario you can. Somehow, Emmaus doesn't score. Freedom scores 1. They lose 2-1. And tomorrow you read about the ringing double that brought in the winning run.
And just as a codicil to that, coming around third base, Grinovitsky slipped.
Yep.
Otherwise, he could have scored 2. It could have been a 2-run play. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mark Tavares. Brett's a long look to first, and now he goes over that way. Christian's an interesting player because a couple of years ago in his sophomore year, he was thrown into duty in basketball, and Carl Smarch was real happy with that job. Surprised some people how well he played, kind of being thrown into duty. And of course, you look at his numbers this year, he's really surprised people on the diamond. Giving up less than an average of 1 run per game.
I noticed in the stats, he does not have a complete game.
They certainly do go deep in the pitching rotation. In fact, I believe they have somebody down in the bullpen warming up a bit. And he may be just loosening up because Fretz is clearly in control. As we said, just gave up his first hit to Fazekas, who's now on first.
And Tavares, clearly a straight ball hitter, speed ball hitter. You change speeds on him or take something off it.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Tavares settles back in. 1-2 pitch. Another breaking ball missed.
Tavares has the longest ball of this game. His fly to right just kept drifting and drifting.
Got that one over a called strikeout. First of the game for Christian Fretz. 2 outs in the 4th.
Tavares has a few words for Mr. Little.
Looked pretty good.
Yeah, look.
Dave Hefner will bat. He grounded out technically from the pitcher to the shortstop. Paul Santea to make a nice play after Fretz had knocked the ball down. Santea to change direction, come back, and then throw out Hefner at first.
I wonder if Freedom has an idea of running Fazekas just to make something happen.
Not going on that pitch. Right back to the box. Fretz takes his time and then throws out Dave Hefner. So Fretz gives up his first hit of the ball game, but it doesn't come back to hurt him. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left on base. And Emmaus out in front after 3.5 innings.
Here we go. Runner does not break. Little ground ball to the mound. Fretz with that 6'5" frame expands a little bit. Easy 1-3.
Halfway through the ball game, Freedom no runs, 1 hit, 2 men left on base. Emmaus with 2 runs, pair of hits, and 4 left on. And Jeremy Moyer will be the first batter for the Hornets in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Jeremy singled to right his first time up. Knocked in the first run of this game. Brian Martin put the Hornets up 1-0. Moyer to be followed by Steve Moyer and then Chris Zaya, 7, 8, 9 in the order. 0-1 pitch. Chopper right in front of the across the mound. Picked up nicely by Fazekas. He throws across, and Jeremy Moyer is retired for the first down.
Another nice play in the infield. Ball past the mound. Short, probably taking too long to cover. Third baseman cuts in front. Good throw, 1 down.
And Steve Moyer will come to the plate. Popped out to first base his first time up. Of course, the championship game that evokes the talk of the All-Valley and the All-Area teams, and you have to imagine there's going to be at least 2 to 3 candidates for that list. right here between Parkland and, from Freedom and Emmaus.
Yeah, on the field. 30-year team. I heard one reporting talking about Garskar. Oh, man, all positives. Of course, we've seen nothing but positives from that lad.
No hitter on Tuesday. Next pitch bounces up there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Chris Rocher and Ron Orcutt also could be candidates for Freedom for the Hornets. Matt Fretz, Paul Sante, of course, and Brian Martin could all be considered. Moyer bunts way up in the air, and Dalmati with a nice pickup. 2 outs for Emmaus in the 4th.
Here you get a look.
Trying to bunt for a hit.
Yeah, bunting for a hit all the way. Poor angle on the bat, pops it straight up in the air. Easy out for the catcher in foul territory.
Certainly not a bad idea here. If he can bunt and get it down, the ball does die if you try to get it down the third base side for a base hit. Chris Zayas swings and misses at a fastball. Mayock struck out Zaya in his first plate appearance. Mayock's given up 1 unearned run, 1 earned run, although, albeit on that bizarre play back in the 3rd inning. Fastball away, 1-1.
Chris, my boy, how sometimes stats can mislead you.
Alrighty.
Emmaus, 350 team batting average coming in. Freedom, average 9 hits a game. We're not seeing it tonight.
Zaya swings and misses, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, certainly a lot of people thought Emmaus would have the edge in pitching, but Tom Mayock has really stepped up in this game, and as we mentioned, 1 unearned run, 1 earned run, and really has not pitched bad at all.
And in all the pregame talk, he was the X factor, the unknown factor.
Breaking ball missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Freedom fans were not quiet before the game, but they've turned it up a notch. Every call that's close, they have something to say about it. Roped into center field. That'll be a base hit for Chris Zaya. 3rd hit of the game for Emmaus. Zaya will stop at first base, and we'll get the courtesy runner in a moment.
Nine-hitter batting 357. Good stroke. Bing.
And Greg Wilsker will run for Zaya at first base with 2 outs. You mentioned the fundamental and aggressive style of John Schreiner. Wilsker can run a bit.
And if he does, look for the hit behind him.
Steve Parr steps in. Close pickoff play at first. Wilsker just got that handed. Barr struck out and grounded out to 3rd. Again, Wilsker slides back in.
Sweep tag, almost got it down.
That helps with Hefner being the
There goes the
lefty.
runner.
There he goes. The throw down there, not in time. Wilsker steals it. First stolen base of the game for Emmaus. And now they got that runner in scoring position. Not a great pitch to throw on.
Well, first of all, it's such a great time to steal. 9-hitter on first. Leadoff batter at the plate. You get thrown out for the 3rd out. Hey, start with the top of the order next inning.
And with that pitch in the dirt, 1-0 pitch, breaking ball, way high. 2-0 to Steve Parr, and Paul Sante is waiting on deck.
Cannot say enough about Mayock. Again, he was the factor that everybody said would be the difference, and it was not very positive talking on people's part.
Mayock's only given up 3 hits. Misses there. Now he's behind 3 balls and no strikes.
When you think he's pitched tonight about 20%, about 1/5 of his total innings on the year.
Park can look for something here. And he doesn't get it. It's high, ball 4. Third walk of the game to go along with a hit batsman. And now there's 2 men on for Paul Sante. Came in batting over 500. Paul was called out on strikes and walked and scored a run this evening.
As far as Mayock is concerned, I don't think you'll find a more important batter on the night. This guy could put the icing on it. Got to be really careful here.
Dave Hefner's probably reminding him just of that. Having a brief conversation with Mayock. And that pitch is missed. 5 straight balls out of the strike zone.
And if you fall behind, and it's even worse because it's going to be a batter's pitch.
Long look in. The catcher Dalmati. Chopper right side. Bobbled momentarily by Hefner. Recovers. Did he get him in time?
Oh,
yes.
got him.
And John Schreiner not happy about that. He's going to come out and argue that. Sprinting across the diamond. Dan Moyer also arguing. The first base coach.
Staying with it, I'll tell you. The kid had enough guts to stay with it. Didn't give up on it at all.
John's not happy, but he's going to lose that argument. We're going to get another look at it and see if the tag came before or after Sante got to the bag.
Tell you, I thought the runner had him beat, Chris.
Yeah, there Sante was, I don't know if he even hit him. Looked like he hit him with his foot, but of course that doesn't count. So the inning will end. No runs for Emmaus. 1 hit, 2 men left on base. We've played 4 full innings. Emmaus still leads 2-0.
Becker Subaru says if you want an all-wheel drive Subaru Outback, don't buy used, don't buy a demo. Don't even buy a 98 leftover when you can own a brand new 99 Outback for under $20,000. This Outback is well equipped with air, cassette, alloy wheels, power windows, locks, and much more, plus the safety of all-wheel drive. The 99 Subaru Outback, just $19,990 right now and only at Becker Subaru in Wescosville.
Josh Vedder leading off the top half of the 5th inning. Christian Prett still on. Here's a fly ball to right field. Moyer giving chase, coming in, and he makes the catch. Well, the coaching staff wanted the Emmaus outfielders to come out here and check out the conditions out here with these long fly balls. I don't know how many people showed up for a Connie Mack game yesterday, but they look like they have a good beat on all the fly balls hit in this game, at least to the right side. The left side's been the question of the day as far as who's going to catch it. So 1 quick out to Vedder, and Mark Pavlish will step in. 2-0 on the scoreboard for Emmaus, and 1-1 on the questionable calls. Of course, the 1 for Emmaus has led to an insurance run at this point, but still a long way to go. Top of the 5th inning. Pavlish grounded out to 3rd in his only plate appearance. Pretz misses low and away.
Emmaus has been praised, deservedly so, in so many various areas. And I don't think they hear enough about their defense. God, they play great team defense.
That one catches the corner. 2 balls and 1 strike.
You wouldn't mind pitching for a team like this, knowing you're going to get that kind of defensive support.
You mentioned Christian has not gone the distance in a ball game despite a 5-0 record and an ERA under 1.
You know, I sort of take that back. I'm wondering how many times he went 5 innings, and is that is that considered complete?
It's true. They did have their share of big victories. He misses on the last one. 3 balls and 1 strike. Brett's a quick worker right back. And that one
Gary started talking about one important thing. 13 earned runs for the year. Well, I looked up the total. Only 19 runs scored all year in 21 games.
You know, that's an amazing statistic. And You know, when the coaching staff was compiling that, they thought they had an error. They were sure they missed a couple games in there. Pavlish fouls one back, and we have a full count. The few times Christian has gotten behind in the count, he's come right back. So another full count.
Oh,
and that one plunks Pavlish.
There's something we've seen a lot of this week.
That's the first hit batter for Fretz. Second of the game. About the fifth this evening. It was ball 4 anyway.
You know, looking at Fretz's statistics, you know, you mentioned his first time hit the pitch. How about the next column? No wild pitches all year.
And he throws a lot of breaking balls.
Yeah.
He's bounced a few, but Chris Ives has saved him. Here's a chopper up the middle, off the glove of Fritz. They make the flip to one, and the play over to first, a double play. That goes 1-6-4-3 in the book.
4-3.
So as the rest of the game is gone, it's not orthodox, but Emmaus gets the job done. 3 batters, no runs, no hits, and none left on. Off Fretz's glove to Sante, Grinovitsky.
We saw it earlier, 1-6-3. This one goes one more player and one more out, 1-6-4-3.
4.5 innings, Emmaus out in front, 2-0.
Did you see the puck?
Slowly becoming a chilly evening at Valiant Stadium. Wind is blowing across the field, left to right. Chris Grinovitsky will be the leadoff hitter for Emmaus in the bottom half of the 5th inning, followed by Brian Martin and Pat Lowe. Grinovitsky was hit by a pitch ball back in the 3rd inning and was on base when that loop double by Brian Martin occurred. He wound up on 3rd base in all that activity. Tom Mayock quietly has been doing a nice job. 2 runs, 3 hits, but he's going to have to come up with a couple more innings. Here's a smash, left center field. Veteran Pavlish giving chase. That ball's out of here. A solo leadoff home run by Chris Grinovitsky. Well to the right of the 360 mark.
His 3rd home run of the year. And I'll tell you, I think he went out of strike zone on that one. Wow, that exploded off the bat.
So Chris Grinovitsky, who has been a starter the last couple years and has been an excellent defensive player at second base.
Oh, that's way up. Well, not way up, but it's out of the strike zone. Whoa, did he explode?
Certainly did not get any help from the wind, too. The wind, as we just said, was blowing the other way. So Brian Martin will step in. He has doubled and reached base on an error. 1 for 2 officially. Emmaus now out in front, 3-0. He takes a pitch over for a strike. That's about the cleanest run we've seen.
Yeah, no doubter.
He swings at a curveball, lifts it the same area. It's carrying well, but Vitter has a beat on it, falls down, but he hangs on to it.
What a catch.
Has been an adventure out there.
Corralled it.
And he appears to be all right there, going out to check, but he's waving him off. So 1 out, already a run in, and Pat Lowe will bat. Another look at the fly ball by Martin. Didn't get a good swing on it either.
Watch this.
Overran it a bit. Whoa.
Our director gave an 8 on that.
Doing gymnastics.
Wonder how close the fence was.
The Lowe stepping in. He's 0 for 1 with the walk. Rounded out the 3rd, and his first at bat, first pitch right down the middle for a strike. Pat Lowe, a junior. Probably be seen more time in the outfield next year. That breaking ball missed away. 1 ball, 1 strike to Pat Lowe.
Last inning, Mayock faced 5 batters. Little bit more each inning and getting up. This one, the big HR blast to start off the inning.
Takes a 3/4 swing. Comes up empty. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, Freedom wanted a lower scoring game. If they got involved in a slugfest, they'd be in trouble. Here's a ball sliced down the right field line. 1 hop it into the stands. Count remains 1-2.
Actually, what Freedom has done best is keep runners off base. Know what I mean? Don't have to worry about stranding guys, the big hit, the big inning or anything else. By keeping the base runners minimal.
Yeah, Emmaus hasn't left many men on base. They scored the first run with 1 hit in the inning.
Well, they've left 6 on, but 5 have been in the last 2 innings. When Mayock, they've gotten to him just a little bit.
Oh, fouling off a couple pitches here from Tom Mayock. That missed high, 2-2.
Well, so far in the inning, you've had home run number 3 for Gronowski, and then you had attempt at home run number 3 by Brian Martin.
Well, that shows how strong he was, because that ball was in the dirt. There's a ball hit right side. Orcutt picks it up cleanly, and he throws out Pat Lowe at first. 2 outs.
That's twice now that Lowe has hit to the right side as a righty batter. First inning unassisted ground out. Second inning unassisted ground out to first, followed by a walk, and now the ground out to second.
And now with 2 outs, Kevin Walbert will bat. He has struck out twice this evening. Mayock kicks and delivers a pitch outside. Don't forget, we have 2 more games coming up on RCN4 Sports this evening. The 2A and 3A softball championship. Earlier on RCN, Saucon Valley won the 2A baseball game 1-0. 1-0 pitch misses again, low and away. Whereas Fretz hasn't thrown a lot of pitches, Mayock, his walks have run up his pitch total a bit.
Yeah, probably more than he's thrown ever, at least this year, as indicated by his 21.2 inning total for the year. As we said, now what? It's almost a 4th now. Almost a 4th as much as he's pitched all season. So I'm sure he's tiring and not being around the plate.
Last pitch was just low. And that one is just low. So a 4-pitch walk to Walbert will send up Jeremy Moyer.
Jeremy Moyer got the first RBI, plating the first run of the game with an RBI single to right. Again, a great try in his glove, but I think the ground knocked it loose.
Also grounded out to third in his other at-bat. Emmaus with a runner at first. Walbert can run a bit. Mayock thinking exactly that and throws over that way. Of course, with the John Schreiner team, a lot of people can run.
Yeah, and with the John Schreiner team, look for him to run on 2 out here, too.
Try to move into scoring position.
That's right.
Moyer takes the first one for a ball. Takes a little bit of a look down at Coach Schreiner at third. Runner's not going. Pitch is over for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jeremy Moyer.
Boy, the Emmaus dugout is all over Freedom.
Walbert does have 1 stolen base on the year. That pitch misses low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Now, Walbert doesn't look like he's having too big a lead down there, and Mayock hasn't even bothered throwing over there. past couple pitches. Here you get a look at the lead. And Moyer steps out. Jeremy Moyer batting .292 on the year with a couple doubles. Takes that one over for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
A lot of times when pitchers fall behind, especially very early in the count without the strike, you see them hesitate to throw the breaking ball for the strike. I've seen it in both games now quite a bit.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball there. High and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and Walbert will be off from first base.
Gets that head start.
And so Dave Hefner won't even play on him. He backs up and takes some of that hole away on the right side. Full count offering. Swing. Ball hit
right
on the
there.
right side and goes right through that hole.
They just backed him up.
Walbert goes to third. Ball gets loose in the infield. It rolls all the way to home plate, where Dalmati picks it up. Moyer stays at first with a single to right again. Second hit of the game for Jeremy Moyer.
Running on the play because it's 3-2, so you know he's going to go first to third on the single.
The ball got loose for a moment, but Mike Dalmati moved up the line and stopped the ball from going into the dugout.
We got 2 conversations going on here. Emmaus has their whole team huddled down the third baseline. We got a courtesy runner, I believe. And Freedom has their whole team huddled at the mound.
And the discussion is very brief and held by one person, at least for Emmaus. And now the Freedom huddle breaks up on the mound. Josh DiGiacomo will come out and pinch hit here for Steve Moyer.
The batter is pinch hitter Josh DiGiacomo.
DiGiacomo batting .222, 6 hits, a double, and 4 RBIs. Throw over to first base. Jeremy Moyer slides back in safely. DiGiacomo, the backup catcher, a junior, has gotten in 27 ABs. He swings and swats one to Vasakis, who's up with it. Strong throw across, and a nice scoop at first base by Dave Hefner. And DiGiacomo is retired. But for Emmaus, they score 1 run on 2 hits and 2 men left on base. Gary Laubach returns for play-by-play in the 6th after 5 full. Emmaus 3, Freedom 0.
I love my new hot rod. Those flames scare the other guys. 5,000 horsepower helps too. And a fat bankroll. You know, we've been running Autolite spark plugs forever, but I can wring more money out of someone else. Money's good. My crew burns it. So I tell the guys we're going to run a different plug. They say no. I say I'm the boss. They say Autolite keeps this monster lit.
Your one-stop auto parts place in the valley is Whitehall Auto Parts, MacArthur Road.
There goes the runner. It's low. There's the throw. And it's a good throw.
The real boys of summer play right here. RCN4, the live wire of communications and the home for Legion Baseball.
We move to the top of the 6th inning. The Lions score Freedom no runs. They have only 1 hit. They got that in the 4th. They've committed 1 error, and they have left 2 runners on base. For Emmaus, 3 runs on 5 hits. They have not committed an error, and they have left 8 runners on base. As we move to the top of the 6th, Gary Laubach and Dick Tracy with you. We are glad that you have joined us. It's Mike Dalmati who steps in. Dalmati walked in the third inning, his only at-bat, and he has a called strike on the first pitch from Fretz. Fretz has been masterful, and he throws strike 2 on the outside part of the plate.
Fretz has been masterful, Gary, and what a job out of Mayock. Never did many people believe they get 5 precious innings out of him.
The key is that he has pitched as well as they needed him to pitch, and the hitters have yet to get to Christian Fretz.
That's right. Take away that home run, Gary, and we're still 0-0, just like the first game.
Yeah, as Chris Michael told you, the first run unearned. The second run wasn't really earned either, even though it'll count as one. As a foul ball double right by the third base bag, as Dalmati fouls off another potential third strike. But there was no doubt about the ball off the bat of Grinovitsky. That was a home run as soon as you heard it hit the aluminum. Slow curveball just off the plate, 1-2. Our baseball coverage just beginning. It will continue through the summer with Lehigh County Legion Baseball, Northampton County Legion Baseball, and the Legion playoffs. Foul ball to the right side. Count remains 1-2.
0-2, he threw him the breaking pitch, did not bite. 1-2, threw him the fastball low and outside, got a good hack at it, fouling it off down the right side.
We have seen great winning pitching performances in this tournament. In fact, a great performance by both pitchers. Eric Earhart for Wilson. A heartbreaking 1-0 loss today to Saucon Valley. And a terrific job for Saucon by pitcher Jeremy Lesser, as he threw a one-hitter. Gave up a base hit to the second batter of the game. It went 8 innings. He didn't give up any others. When after a high pitch, the ball is going to stay fair in that grass. And hustling after it is Chris Zaya. And Emmaus records out number 1. We move to the top of the order. Chris Rocher steps in. He's 0 for 2 as he grounded to short in the first and grounded back to the pitcher in the third. The Freedom Sticks, they came in batting .305 as a team. They have been very quiet. That one is a high fly ball that's going to cause a little bit of difficulty, except Steve Moyer is there to put it away for out number 2. Looked like Grinovitsky may have a shot at it. He was called off. And you'll get another chance to see it.
Boy, this is a high, so high that the second baseman goes out thinking to make the play. Called off nicely.
Ron Orchid steps in. Orchid is 0 for 2. He fouled out to the third baseman in the first, then grounded to third in the fourth. Right on the outside part of the plate, strike 1. If you are looking ahead, Freedom would send 3, 4, and 5 if Orchid is retired here in the 7th. High and inside, ball 1, 1-1.
Just as we had with the Funk performance the other night for Emmaus, Gary, Emmaus pitchers seem to get better control, better delivery, and really stay in charge out there. Of course, when you're pitching with the lead, that helps a great deal.
They throw completely within themselves. This one has a foul ball written all over it. And that will get the raspberry cheers from the Freedom fans. And if you were not with us for Emmaus in the third inning, Brian Martin hit a pop fly. It was a high fly ball down along the third base bag. Vince Villani couldn't find it. The shortstop, Dan Fazakis, couldn't find it. The third baseman, Bill Pencil, couldn't find it. The umpire at third. And we're not sure that Mickey Little found it either, because it dropped just outside the fair territory, but was called a fair ball. And it did lead to an Emmaus run. So that was why the derogatory cheers were rung up on that foul ball. That ball in the dirt. The count is evened up at 2-2.
Stays even. You know, more and more, Gary, I'm taking apart what you said and like Emmaus' chances if they stay in the driver's seat tonight. You know, we haven't even seen Amy yet.
Yeah, they go basically with Funk and Frets. They'll use Amy if they have to. And it's not a bad position to be in. Pop fly to Sante. Paul puts it away for out number 3 in the inning. And Freedom's 6th inning has gone by the wayside. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. 5.5. And Emmaus leads it by a 3-0 score. Wally's Deli is with us tonight. They are located in Allentown and Emmaus. And they are once again listed in Where the Locals Eat, a guide to the best restaurants in America. Wally's is listed under Best Sandwiches, and for good reason. Stop in at Wally's Deli and experience a super sandwich menu from their own baked ham, roast beef, and quality boar's head meats. Try one of Wally's famous sandwiches or delicious homemade soups. And for your next party or occasion, make it happen with a Wally's Deli meat or party tray. Wally's Deli in Allentown and Emmaus. While we have a moment, we'll also talk to you about the Westgate Mall. Did you know that kids who are involved in sports are less likely to get into trouble with the law? Well, think about it. If you take a kid to a ball game and spark an interest, you may just change that child for a lifetime. At Westgate Mall, they care about our kids, and they think they deserve our time and commitment. So if you stop by their information booth, they'll give you 2 free tickets to an Ambassadors game or a Valley Dogs game, your choice. So stop by the Westgate Mall and then take a child to a ball game. Our thanks to our fine sponsors tonight for bringing you this championship baseball game. A little Picasso here as we're showing you some of the more picturesque shots here at Valiant Stadium. Batters 9, 1, and 2 for Emmaus. Zaya, Parr, and Sante. He fakes the bunt, and it was a strike.
Been impressed with Zaya, too. I know he's lifted as a runner all the time he gets on, but being a lefty, being a catcher, take charge guy.
It's hard not to like catchers.
Yep, that's a breed.
They are
a breed.
They wear those tools of ignorance, and I don't think anybody works harder out on the ball field than they do. Zaya is 1 for 2 on the day with a base hit up the middle and a strikeout. Slow curve, and that's a fair ball. That one just inside the bag. Zaya will be looking for 2. He says, hey, I can run too. I don't need that courtesy guy all the time.
Courtesy stuff all the time.
That is a double by Chris Zaya just inside the bag. And it's a leadoff double, which is even more troublesome for Freedom. The 6th hit of the ball game by the Pates. No doubt about that one, says Bill Pencil. And Zaya comes out, and Greg Wilsker comes in, and Steve Parr steps to the plate. Parr is 0 for 2 with a walk.
I hit a double, Coach. You pull me and tell me to go put on the tools of ignorance.
And they want to get that runner to third base.
Look at this. How's that for showing?
High, ball 1.
We're showing you bunt, you show us your alignment.
And what you need to show also is strikes. When a guy's going to give you the bunt, you've got to throw the ball for a strike. And we see some people in the person of Scott Garskar is headed down to do a little throwing.
I was speechless.
Two 2-0 to Parr. Parr giving himself up.
Pulls back, shows hit, takes 3-0.
Wilsker down at second, running for Zaya. That's Kevin Jones going down to throw, not Garskar. 4 straight pitches to a guy who won it to bunt the baseball. 5th walk issued by Mayock. He has hit a batter, and Freddie Harris just imploring Mayock to give him another good inning. Sante steps up. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Sante has had a terrific ball game in the field. You get a look at the junior right-hander. Most of his problems tonight have come with 2 outs. Certainly not the case in the 5th when he gave up a leadoff home run. But all the problems occurred in the 2nd after 2 outs, and all the problems occurred in the 3rd after 2 outs. Ball 1.
And most of his problems weren't his problems.
Yeah, because there should have been 3 outs. An error in the 2nd led to a run. And an error by the umpire in the 3rd led to a run. 1-1.
Like this play, Gary. Like this play. This is insurance. Meet of the order coming up. None down. Of course, 1st and 2nd means, boy, go for that force. I would think Freedom, you know, would rotate and hold the 3rd baseman on there. Have the pitcher cover that 3rd base side and the 1st baseman coming real hard. Go for the force out.
High, ball 2.
And as Emmaus took off the bunt.
You get a look at Dave Hefner in the right corner of your screen as he'll be charging. They'd love to be able to get a play at 3rd base, but again, this field swallows up the bunts. It's tough to make a play anywhere but 1st base. This is going to be fouled. Giving chase is Hefner, but he won't get to this one. And the count evened up at 2-2. Freddie Harris looking for a double play up the middle. Or a shot to 3rd, and you go 3rd to 1st. The pitcher's friend, they could use it here. That ball is high, ball 3. We said at the top of the show, to beat the Green Hornets, you have to play perfect baseball. It has not been perfect baseball. Freedom has played well. They have not hit the ball tonight. And Emmaus is a team that looks almost unbeatable.
I think John Schreiner will run him, but 3-2.
Could be a double play anyway.
Nope.
Unable to come home is Wilsker. He was flat on his back as the strikeout by Sante. And moving to 2nd on the double steal was Parr. As the 5th strikeout of the game by Mayock.
Boy, what a break by having him run, huh?
Wilsker at 3rd.
I'm sorry, Gary. Instead of 1st and 2nd, 1 out. He ended up 2nd and 3rd, 1 out.
And Parr's at 2nd as home run hitter Grinovitsky steps in. He is 1 for 2 with a monstrous home run and gets under this one a little bit, giving chase. 2nd baseman, right fielder, neither can get to it. It's just a long foul ball. All right, here's that double steal again, the close play at 3rd base. Almost a double play by the Pates, as Fazekas unable to grab the ball with a sliding Wilsker into the glove. We will go down on the field for medal presentations when this one is finally decided, and try to talk to the player of the game. Swung on and missed.
Mayock has used that curveball well. Not necessarily a K pitch, as illustrated by his only 2, but certainly as a timing pitch. The
0-2 pitch. High curve, 1-2. Mayock has given up 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, struck out 5, and he has walked 5, and he has hit a batter. In the dirt, this is going to lead to a run. There's no chance to stop that run from scoring. On a wild pitch, Wilster comes in to score. And Emmaus looking more and more like a district champion.
Boy, here now that potential double play really kills you.
That ball not only took a high hop, which would cause Dalmati all kinds of problems, but then it rolled all the way to the backstop. He just had no chance. And Dick, how much does that hurt when you have a 2-strike count on a batter? And Grinovitsky fouls this one back towards us. And it didn't hit any metal. And the count stays 2-2. Swung on and missed. For the second strikeout of the inning, the 6th of the game. And Brian Martin will step in. Martin had that strange double in the 3rd, an RBI double. He got on an error in the 2nd. So he scored a run, he's driven in a run, and he's flied out to left field. Down at third base, Steve Parr. 4-0 Hornets. Freedom down to their last 3 outs. Hit hard, but back to second baseman Ron Orcutt. Ronnie's over, and he will throw out Brian Martin. So for the Green Hornets, they get a run on a hit. There are no errors in the inning. They did leave a runner on base. And we move to the top of the 7th inning. And Freedom needs at least 4 runs to tie the ball game. So you stay with us. We'll be back.
Catch the best doggy in town at Willie Joe's. Whether it's steak sandwiches, hamburgers, or our world-famous chili dogs, try for yourself what everyone is raving about. We've been an Allentown tradition since 1945 with our original store at 15th and Liberty Streets, or try our store on Lehigh Street just off of Route 309 next to Redner's, where you can also enjoy the best steamed clams in town or an ice-cold drink. Stop by Willie Joe's today. We're not just another fast food place. We're great food fast.
Well, if the Cinderella slipper indeed fits for the rest of this season, Freedom is going to have to come up with a 4-run rally against a guy who has given them 1 hit all night long. They'll have 3, 4, and 5 to get it started. Fazekas, Tavares, and Hefner. And I can't think of 3 guys they'd rather have up there in this situation. Fazekas has the only hit. He is 1 for 2. Swung on and missed. And Dick, you said it, these pitchers for Emmaus look just as strong in the 7th as they do in the 1st.
Yeah, we're watching them now, Gary, in our 12th inning, which they have given up 3 base hits. 2 to Nazareth, 1 to Freedom.
Inside and low, ball 1. It has been not an overpowering night for Fretz, even though he's only given 1 hit. He only has 1 strikeout. He's walked 1 and he's hit a batter. So he has just been around the plate all night long, and his fielders have done a great job.
How about those guys backing him up? And it's all in the big ground ball stuff.
And there goes Zaya again with a little bit of a reminder saying, hey, you're up 4-0. Let's throw strikes, let the guys make the putouts, and let's grab our gold. And Freedom, they're just thinking some kind of rally. They can put some kind of rally together. Another link safety conversation going on. See Keith Bush down here taking some swings. He might be pinch hitting. I don't think he'll get a swat unless somebody gets on base. Beat to the ground. Well, they've... Oh, I was just going to say they're hitting it where it's always automatic. Well, it wasn't automatic as Paul Sante does not come up with the baseball. Believe it or not. An error on the shortstop. And Dick, I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it.
Well, first Emmaus error of the game, guy. Never came up. Never came up. Stayed down.
So, Freedom has some life. Leadoff base runner on an error. And Tavares will step in. He flied out to right field in the second, and he struck out in the fourth.
We got to start somewhere, Gary.
Mark Tavares with perhaps his last bat of what has been a very memorable season for him. He'd like to have it be a very memorable last at-bat. He does have 5 home runs on the year. Low, ball 1.
A little bit of scurrying around down the Emmaus bullpen now.
I don't think Fazekas has gone anywhere. The tying run is sitting on the bench somewhere for Freedom.
Gee whiz, Gary, another lefty warming up for Emmaus in the bullpen.
That's all they throw. That's all they have. Teams can't find one left-handed thrower, and this team has a bunch. 1-1 on the high hard one by Fretz. The windup, the pitch. Hit hard and deep. Giving chase is Moyer. He is not going to get to this one. Coming around and rounding third base is Fazekas. Heading for third base with a stand-up triple, Mark Tavares.
That may be the first Emmaus mistake I've seen, Gary. And I don't mean the triple. I thought they threw to the wrong base. They threw home. Thought they might have a shot the out at third.
Dick, that's a home run anywhere but here.
I can't see it. I can't see the fielder even. Boy, is that out there. Look at this. He's going to get lost. He fielded that ball in complete dark, Gary.
Obviously not an earned run, but a run indeed. And as Dick said, maybe they should have gone to third, although with a good throw, that's a play at home.
Yeah, but you don't need that.
Right, you don't need it. We get a courtesy runner for Freedom. And we're trying to pick up the number. Might be Gagliano. Is it 14? Maybe we get a shot of the runner at third so that we can pick up the number on his shirt. It is 14. Gagliano. Anthony Gagliano will run for Tavares as Dave Hefner steps in, 0 for 2. But Hefner has been hot during the playoffs. No outs in the inning, a run across. Swung on and missed. Strike 1.
On that hit by Tavares, I was just about to say Emmaus has the longest home run of the night, but Tavares has the longest ball hit. He exploded in the second inning for one deep to right. Well, he topped it this time.
I said you can hit him to Bethlehem, and he almost did. Just inside. If you're listening to Chris Zaya, it was right on the corner. 1-1 count. A little late getting around on it, pounding it down towards the Emmaus fans. And the lawn chairs scurry a bit. 1-2. Four to 1 Hornets. But Freedom will not go quietly. That ball is hit into the hole. Sante comes up with it, fires the first base, and the ball is not picked by Walbert. And another run scores. It's 4-2.
Getting interesting.
What's the call there, Coach?
I give him a hit.
All right.
I'm looking for the errant throw to advance the runner, really.
Take another look here. Not an easy play by any stretch of the imagination.
Close there, but now you watch the errant throw.
I think it's an error on the shortstop.
Okay, I'll go E6, Gary. I'd rather have them earn their way anyhow. RBI stands. He's coming all the way.
The RBI stands. Dick, 2 errors in the inning by Sante. Is this Freedom team indeed a Cinderella ball club?
And how?
We get a runner. Rick Jones is in to run for Hefner. The tying run now comes to the plate with nobody out. So an RBI for Hefner. That one is an earned run. First of the ball game. So a couple errors surrounding a triple by Tavares has made things interesting. Ball 1 to Vetter. Boy, Dick, if this one happens to end 4-3, they'll be talking about that pop fly double.
I mentioned that to Chris. I said if this ends a 1-run game.
A 1-1 count to Vetter. On deck, Mark Pavlich. Inside. Oh, no. Strike 2. 1-2. Every pitch, a big pitch. The district championship on the line. That could be a double play ball. Grinovitsky gets it to Sante. Sante, no. They get 1 on the fielder's choice. 4-6.
Really hustling down the line was Vetter. Stay out of that 2.
That high hop sort of took away the chance, although Sante with a great pivot here and a good hard throw makes it close. Mark Pavlich steps in. Mark 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in the 5th, and he grounded to third in the 3rd.
Boy, Hefner did a good job of taking Sante out, too. That's second base on the force.
So Vetter is on at first base. And he gets hit again.
That's an ort.
The tying run is at first base. Ron Hunt, Minnie Minoso used to take him for the team.
That's right.
And we're going to get a new pitcher. Yep. As John Schreiner gives the signal to the bullpen, and we are going to get a new chucker for Emmaus.
And he gave the right-hand signal, Gary, so the third lefty on deck was not going to make it in. I think we're going to see the right-hander.
Big hand for Christian Fretz. He was a little snake bitten here in the 7th inning, as a couple of errors got him into trouble, and a booming triple by Tavares. So he will leave, and at the moment, he has the tying runs on base. Coming into pitch for the Hornets is number 17, Ryan Amy, 6'1", 188-pound right-hander. He is a senior. And as we look at Amy's numbers on the season, he has won 4 and lost 1. Used primarily in relief. This is his 7th appearance. He's given up 4 runs in 22 and a third innings. 3 earned runs, 10 hits, 13 walks, 27 strikeouts. And he's just one of many Emmaus pitchers under 1 in ERA. His ERA is .94. So they'll count on Amy to come in and finish this off. Getting the first look at him will be Villani.
Now that leaves Will Trout still leisurely throwing down in the dugout. Excuse me, the bullpen.
So Fretz goes 6 1/3. At the moment, he's charged with 2 runs, 1 of them earned, but he is certainly responsible for Vetter and Pavlich. He only gave up 2 hits. He struck out 1, walked 1, and hit a batter. And we'll close the book on him when indeed that happens.
John Schreiner playing a little bit of the percentages also. Righty swingers coming up in the 8-9 spots. Villani and Dalmati. So he goes with the righty as a reliever.
Don't think Dalmati's going to get a swing. Inside, ball 1.
No, I agree there. You see lefty in loosening up now in the on-deck circle.
Amy thought that was a strike. So Freedom finally gets to look at a right-handed Emmaus pitcher. Timeout is called by the batter. Freedom would love nothing more now than get these 2 guys over to second and third, where a base hit could tie it up. Vetter at second, Pavlich at first. The Pates have made it interesting. High.
Whoa.
Ball 2. The one thing a great reliever must do is come in and throw strikes.
That is your prime job.
And they know they are going to come in pressure situations. It's 3-0.
Throw strikes and keep the ball low. Because normally you come in with runners on base, and you want that sinking or splitter pitch, you know, to keep the ball on the ground and entice the ground out.
Midnight was only 3 minutes away for the Pates. All of a sudden, the clock has been turned back a bit. It has not struck 12 yet. Oh my, that almost hit him. The bases are filled with Pates.
I asked him to appeal. Mickey says, I don't have to appeal. Did not swing.
I think if anything, it might have nicked his shoulder. Base on balls number 2 issued by Emmaus pitching. And it will not be Dalmati. Instead, stepping to the plate for Freedom will be Keith Buss. And here comes John Schreiner again.
Might go lefty-lefty here, Gary.
And we're going to switch again. So Amy gets 1 batter.
Now is Freedom deeping up the counter with a pinch hit for the pinch hit.
Buss on the year is batting .308. He has 5 singles, a double, a triple, and a home run in his 8 hits, 14 total bases. He has 9 RBIs, 8 runs scored. So this young man with 8 for 26 is a bit of a danger at the plate. And Emmaus will counter with a left-handed thrower, number 20, Matt Wiltrout. And we'll give you Wiltrout's numbers as quickly as we can get to them. Wiltrout on the year has pitched in 13 innings. He's given up 2 runs, both earned, 8 hits, 7 walks, 14 strikeouts. So obviously, Dick, 7 walks in 13 innings.
Not good. That's not
something
good,
to be concerned about, but he has a great ERA at 1.08. So if you're waiting for softball to start, it'll be here soon, but you've got to sit and enjoy this. It is Matt Wiltrout, as Ryan Amy only got a look at 1 batter And he is gone.
Now let's see, from this point on, they're all unearned, right? Because we had E6, E6. And we have one out?
That is correct.
Yeah. Because when you really bottle it and tie it all down, he may have had only one earned run anyhow.
So here comes Keith Buss in a classic matchup against Will Trout.
Another meeting.
Gee, you get the feeling there's a little bit on the line here.
Schreider got the righty-righty confrontation he wanted, but it cost him a base on balls. Now he's going for the lefty-lefty confrontation.
Boy, who would have guessed it the way Pretz was just breezing through this lineup. He had given up one hit. High, ball one.
Well, his infield let him down, Gary. Gets 2 outs in the infield there, plus the force out, the game's over.
At third base, Vetter. Second base, Pavlich. First base, Villani. The tying runs at third and second base. There's a strike. It's 1-1. On deck, all-star right fielder Chris Rocher, who has so far tonight taken the collar. That is strike 2.
Strike 2, caught the inside corner.
Will Trout, another big kid. He's 6'2", 190 pounds. And he can bring it. Slow curve, high and inside.
Whoa. Awful close. Almost nicks him.
He probably would have been happy for a Nick jersey.
And how?
Oh, my. He did get hit. He got hit by a pitch. Josh Vetter scores the third run. The Pates are down 1. Another look. This is on a 2-2 pitch. He thought it was going to break and hit him right on the elbow. Vetter scores. Pavlich to third. Villani to second. Buss at first. The run charged to Fretz, but it is an unearned one. The tying run will score on a sacrifice fly. That ball is hit hard enough. It is back to Moyer. We're all tied up. It is a 4-4 ball game.
Oh, sure got it in. Boy, no waiting around. First pitch.
We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Bob Beatty. Join me every Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. live for the RCN Sports Radio Show. We'll be interviewing local and national personalities, and I welcome your telephone calls. The RCN Sports Radio Show is seen on RCN4, WBPH TV, and heard on WGPA 1100 AM. I'll be waiting for your telephone call. RCN4, the Lehigh Valley's local sports leader.
There goes the runner. It's low. There's the throw. And it's a good throw.
The real boys of summer play right here. RCN4, the live wire of communications and the home for Legion Baseball.
Ron Orcutt steps in after another conference on the mound. At second base with the go-ahead run, Villani. At first base is Keith Buss. The sacrifice fly RBI by Rocher has tied this ball game up as Freedom has come back with 4 in the 7th inning. The 9th batter in the inning in Orcutt. There are 2 outs. I only have 1 out. No, there's 2 outs with that sac fly. Yep.
Yeah, sacrifice fly.
Ball 1. to Orcutt.
I have never seen hit by pitches play such instrumental parts.
Got a bunch of those.
Oh, my heavens.
It's hit hard. Sante. The inning is over, but not before Freedom comes back to tie it up. 4 runs. Now get this, on 1 hit. There were 2 errors in the inning and 2 runners left on base. 6.5 have gone by. We are tied at 4-4.
Don't forget that hit, though, even though it was 1 went to Berks County, Gary.
I guess it still only counts as 1, though, doesn't it?
Jeez.
To recap that inning for you, it started off on an error by shortstop Sante. Fazekas got on. Then Tavares hit the booming triple. An RBI triple to right field that would have been a home run anywhere else. Then Hefner came up, and he got on an error that scored Tavares, and it was 4-2. Then a fielder's choice by Vetter eliminated Hefner. Pavlich stepped up and got hit by a pitch. Villani came in and was walked. Villani was the only one that Ryan Amy faced. And then Wiltrout came in. He hit Keith Buss, and that loaded him up, and Rocher stepped up, and Rocher hit a sacrifice fly ball to right field to tie the ball game before Orcutt was erased on the fielder's choice, 6-4. And the Freedom fans have gathered around. They're feeling it.
Well, I tell you, what a masterful job by all Freedom people involved.
But now the pressure goes back on young Mr. Mayock.
Yeah, and he's still out there.
I think this answers any questions about the possibility of seeing Garskar.
Yeah, yeah.
Because this is where you might see him.
You know, you figure now, you take, Emmaus goes through their number 2 and 3 pitchers. You know, out of the game, they're stuck with a 4, and Freedom sort of stuck with a guy that has pitched a minimal amount of innings, but what a masterful job he's done tonight.
So we're going to go extra innings again. We did it in the Double-A ball game, a 1-0 win by Saucon Valley. It'll be batters 5, 6, and 7 for the Hornets. And this is going to be an absolutely heartbreaking defeat, as game 1 was for somebody. Pat Lowe, Kevin Walbert, Jeremy Moyer. Lowe is 0 for 2 with a walk. Ball 1.
Now Lowe has the ability to go to that right side. And boy, we've seen him roll and roll and roll out there. Appears that Lowe does most of his hitting to that right side from the plate on out.
He grounded to first in the second, grounded to second in the 5th. Strike 1, 1-1.
Now that may be an automatic take a strike situation.
If you're looking at the 3 men that Mayock will face, Moyer has caused him the most problems. He has 2 hits. Nobody else has a base hit in slots 5, 6, and 7. That's low. Ball 2. And the last thing in the world that Mayock wants to do here is walk his 6th batter of the game, because he would be the winning run. Right down the heart of the plate, it's 2-2. If you're looking long ball, Lowe has a home run, Walbert has a home run, Moyer has none. That's for the season. The 2-2 pitch is a high pitch that was slapped at and rolled down the first base line for a foul.
Mayock doing his best to keep it in the strike zone. Lowe doing his best, get a piece probably to the right side.
The 2-2. Curveball.
Good curveball.
Waved at, I think it was foul tip, but caught by Dalmati. Strikeout number 7 for Mayock.
Boy, he really reached back for that one. Emmaus, Gary, in the last 5 innings has stranded 9 base runners.
10 overall. As Walbert steps in, he has struck out twice and walked. Swung on and missed, strike one.
Mayock said, I'll take any help I can get.
Mayock feeling his oats right now.
Well, they all are. They really come to life.
If Fred Harris pulls this one out, I'm not sure how you're going to be able to contain him. He's been on cloud 90 the last couple of weeks, maybe all season long.
Mickey's getting a little upset, Gary, here, but about 87th conference.
There have been a bunch. The whole season rests on maybe every pitch, maybe every swing of the bat. And Emmaus, a team that certainly has state championship aspirations, but they have run into a hornet's nest with Freedom. That has base hit written all over it. A shot out into left field, picked up by Vetter, and Walbert is a one-out base runner.
Walbert does his job. Good stroke to left.
7th hit of the game for Emmaus. And Jeremy Moyer will step in.
Vetter does his job, keep the ball in front of him. Now, are they running?
Are they bunting?
I don't know if they're bunting.
Moyer does have 2 hits in the ball game.
Yeah, both to the right side. So some of that run and hit stuff.
Schreiner, I think, is perhaps looking for a runner. There have been plenty of talks in this ball game. There you get a look at another one. And Mickey Little is sidling out to the mound. And he will break up this conference. Speaking of runners, Walbert at first base has 1 stolen base on the season. And I'm sure Fred Harris was talking to Mayock about holding him close. Stepping in, Jeremy Moyer, 2 for 3. A couple of base hits to the right side. That ball to the right side. That's tough play.
That is.
It's going to be a base hit. Ball thrown away, getting to third base. Will be Walbert. Runners on the corners with 1 out. Jeremy Moyer with his 3rd hit of the game. And Fred Harris is contemplating a move.
Oh, we got to add an error here somewhere, don't we, Gary? Because the runner went from 2nd to 3rd.
The error will be on the second baseman's throw.
Let's see this. First knocks it down.
It'll be on this throw right here.
Yep. So it's hit to 4E4, huh?
That is correct.
3E4.
And Fred Harris, if he goes out again, he has to take Mayock out.
That's why you saw him shouting all the directions from the end.
The second error of the ball game committed by.
They're going to walk him intentionally, Gary. Set up the force.
So Moyer gets walked. The bases are loaded. There's 1 out. Third base sits Walbert. Second base, Jeremy Moyer. First base is Steve Moyer, and it'll be Zaya who steps up. Remember, Zaya had the double in the 6th and came around to score what we thought was the insurance run that would wrap this up. Not the case. Fred Harris is going to stick with Mayock.
Has to bring the infield in, of course.
He's bringing everybody in. Bringing the outfield in, too.
I was waiting for the outfield to get it. Got to get them in. You know, Zaya, a gutsy kid, too. He just loves this situation.
1 down, bases full, game tied, bottom of the 7th. Foul ball, strike 1. If you are faint of heart, this has not been a ball game for you. The Hornets are buzzing. The 0-1 pitch. That's slap foul, strike 2. And now Mayock has a little room to work with.
Yeah, now Gary, with the big breaking pitch, you throw that baby in the dirt. You know what I mean? You want to waste one on 0-2, and oh baby.
Yeah, just don't throw it too far in the dirt. Zaya 2 for 3, a double, a single, and he struck out in the third. The 0-2, high. And you heard the oohs and the ahs. Great job by Dalmati. Believe me, Walbert wants to try to get home.
I tell you, Walbert was ready to motor.
The 1-2. Swung and missed out of the strike zone. It sets up the classic confrontation. 2 outs, bases loaded, tie game, championship, bottom of the 7th inning, and in steps Steve Parr, 0 for 2 with a couple of walks.
Steve Parr, noted for taking a couple pitches, Gary. Already drawn 2 walks in the game.
So very important that Will Trout got ahead of Zaya. He put him in the hole. He rears back just off the corner. Ball 1.
Now with 2 walks to his credit, Schreiner just might have him taking a strike. Everybody back in normal position, infield and outfield, of course, with 2 down.
The 1-0. Strike 1. 1-1. What a gutsy performance by Tom Mayock.
Isn't that something? Isn't that something?
Nobody's left Pates Park. They may have thought about it in the top of the 7th or at Balliet Stadium. Well, maybe nobody's left Pates Park either. That's where we're going. That's where we're going right after this ball game. Penargil taking on Becca right after this in the softball championship. The 2-2 pitch. Low.
Oh, well,
here it is.
Has to boil down to this, right? What else?
Oh, my. Mayock has walked 5. He has struck out 8. He has given up 8 hits. The pitch. It's beaten to the ground. It'll be a foul ball.
Do it all over.
Do it again.
Tell you, Gary, it's been a long time since I've seen an audience involved as much. Everybody.
Wonder why.
You know, normally, no, they're eating, talking, looking, walking.
There you look at them. They are
involved.
3 deep along the fence. We'll do it again. The 3-2 pitch. Right down the middle, hit down to second base, picked up by Orcutt. We're going extra innings.
Woo! Dodged the bullet.
Unbelievable. We are tied at 4-4. Let's play a little music. We'll be back.
The best sports action is in the Lehigh Valley, and RCN4 is there for all the coverage. Join Gary Laubach, Dick Tracy, and the RCN sports team as we put the spotlight on our local youth athletes in the coming weeks with some exciting sports events. The real boys of summer play right here. It's Northampton County and Lehigh Valley Legion Baseball. Coverage through the playoffs. The place to be to watch your kids play this summer is on RCN4 Sports.
If you want to win a District 11 championship, you've got to play more than the regulation 7 innings. First game went 8. We're in the 8th in this one. It's Matt Wiltrout out on the mound, as Wiltrout will face Fazekas, and they'll talk about it again. Wiltrout came in, hit a batter, gave up a sacrifice fly out, and then Ron Orcutt on a fielder's choice out. So he pitched 2/3 of an inning so far. Slow curve, it's high, ball 1. Fazekas on the night, he's 1 for 3. Got on twice, once on a single and once on an error. Dick, he started inning number 7 with that error.
That's right.
Right on the inside part of the plate. Strike 1, 1-1.
Well, we talk about taking advantage, and we credit Emmaus. Let's credit Freedom. 4 runs on 2 hits.
We may have to pass on doing any interviews after the ball game just because we want to get those softball games on at a somewhat decent hour. This ball is popped up to Kevin Walbert for out number 1. That's assuming we ever get this game over.
Yeah. Emmaus on the other end, 4 runs, 8 hits. And how about this one? Left the bases loaded twice, left 2 on twice, and left 1 runner on twice.
Emmaus's problem tonight, if they've had any, has been the LOBs. The left on base. 12 of them in the ball game, and Dick, you and I both know that when you let those opportunities go by, it usually comes back to haunt you. Swung on and missed as Tavares was trying to end, well, it wouldn't end the game, but he was trying to give his team their first lead of the game. 0-2. He had a huge triple in the 7th inning, a booming triple here at Balliet Stadium. He didn't chase that one. He would have had to jump. The 1-2 pitch. It's low, 2-2.
Boy, even his out that he flew out tonight was a long bomb.
Slow curve. He hits that one for a base hit as it gets out to center field in a hurry and almost
reached back.
Skipped by Brian Martin. Base knock Tavares. He is a 1-out base runner, the 3rd hit of the game.
This could be close. It skips back. Oh, and there's a lunge, holding it to a single.
Took a left-hand turn. Sign said bare left. Dave Hefner. Hefner with an RBI error in the 7th. He is 0 for 3 with that RBI. Is Tavares a threat to run? I don't think so. 1 stolen base on the season.
He's playing it smart, too, when he takes a half-inch lead. There's the lefty's move.
He almost got picked off.
Might have.
He was leaning. I don't think he was running, but he was frozen.
They call him for the balk, but they're not going to get it.
That's a move. And you will always hear the scream of a balk when a left-hander is on the mound, especially if he has a great move. Comes home for the first time, and it's a drag bunt by Hefner. He'll get the runner in scoring position. Sacrifice Dave Hefner. 1-3. Out number 2. Tavares down to second base. And Josh Vetter will step in Vetter had a run scored in the 7th. Vetter is 0 for 3.
Got in the battle on the ball all 4 times. Ground out to second, forced at second, and a fly ball to right.
John Schreiner now out talking to Bill Pencil.
Another conference.
Is he checking to see whether he's had a trip to the mound?
Freedom reliever, Gary, or potential reliever, finished warming up. I think you said it was Jones before.
Yes, that is. Well, actually, that was Villani who was down there throwing.
I wonder if we'd see him. Jeez. We got a 4-man, 3-man umpires conference here.
Villani is a pitcher, as well as a shortstop.
Oh my, was that over a visitation? Here we go.
I think that's what that was all about, is whether or not he had visited the mound once while Will Trout was out there, and I guess they assumed that he had not. There's been a lot of talking going on. Villani as a pitcher, 7 1/3 innings, and an ERA of 0.95, so that's not a bad 7 1/3.
As long as you don't get multiple base on balls.
Well, in 7 1/3, he has walked 4. Hit hard. A great stop and no play. That's a base hit, but it saves a run.
Yeah, that's a good point, Gary. Say, how could a base hit save a run? Because you stop it from going to the outfield. And smartly, he did not attempt to make the throw. Gave up the hit, stopped the potential tie-breaking run at third base.
Sante, you see how deep he has to go, stopping that. Kept run number 5 from coming around, so Tavares stops at third. Vetter is at first, and Mark Pavlich steps in. Pavlich is 0 for 1. He's been hit twice. They've been throwing at this guy. Foul ball, strike 1. Well, if you want to get cagey, you can always go to the runners on the corner steal, yeah. Although with these 2 ball clubs, you would think that they'd have that one all figured out. And I don't think you have a great runner in Tavares.
Tavares is going to hurt you there, Gary.
Although he could kill Zaya with his size.
You mean through him instead of around?
Yeah, you got it. Boy, now you have to be concerned about somebody thinking you see a balk and all kinds of possibilities. My, the complexion of this game changed in the top of the 7th inning. It was all Hornets to that point. The pitch. It's low and outside. 1-1. 2 down. Go ahead run at third, and Tavares. Vetter at first. Villani on deck. And Villani may be headed to the mound. Slow curve, did he go?
Held up, no appeal.
He did not, says Bill Pencil. They got the appeal.
That's another conference. Nope, just coming to the edge.
John Schreiner has no more trips to the mound. And Zaya taking care of making sure everybody knows what's happening. All that signaling was because of the 1st and 3rd situation.
Tell you, Coach Harris wants him with a bigger lead there, Gary.
And the runner again got frozen for a moment. I'm sure you have to think about running him here. You've got to think about forcing them to make the play. The old get caught in a rundown, or cut off the throw to second, or fire back to the pitcher. There's all kinds of possibilities in this situation. The runner stays. The ball is a high chopper. Won't be an easy play. Turning. The run scores. Base hit. Pavlich with an RBI. Tavares scores. Freedom leads for the first time in the game.
Yetter goes all the way to third, Gary. Wonder if that hit the plate or not. That was so high.
I think it did.
Boy, and you have the pitcher standing down near home. Watch.
It does, right in the middle of the plate.
Now watch this. He just doesn't know what to do. Do I go to first? Do I try to get him home? No play.
In retrospect, Dick, you look back, had Zaya stayed at home, they would have had Tavares by a mile. But of course, Chris can't anticipate that. Villani steps in. He takes a strike.
And
it's 0-1.
Excuse me, Vetter did not go to third, Gary. He's out at second.
Villani almost got nicked in the knee there. So Vetter is at second base. Pavlich is at first base. Pavlich gets an RBI base hit. 3 hits in the inning by Freedom. It's 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on and swung through. It's 2-2. Tavares' base hit. Sacrifice Hefner. Vetter deep base hit into the hole. And then a weird single. That ball is popped up. Should be playable. Looks like, and it is, Grinovisky that puts it away. But does Freedom have enough? They get a run on 3 hits. No errors in the inning. There were 2 runners left on base. We've gone 7.5, and the Pates are now up by a 5-4 score. That's why you play the whole game, Richard. Looking ahead, Sante, Grinovisky, and Martin. That's kind of murderer's row, huh? It will be Tom Mayock.
Mayock going to the mound.
Grabbing the ball. Dick, I would think there'd have to be a few considerations here. You certainly weaken yourself if you bring Villani in from shortstop, because he plays a great shortstop. And not only that, Mayock had himself a pretty strong 7th inning, even though he got into a little bit of difficulty. When he needed to, he struck out Zaya and got par to ground out the second, with runners at first and second, or first and third. First, second, and third.
And if you call on Gardscar, they got you for child abuse, right?
Yeah. Now the umpires are going to have a little bit of a conference with Marty Androvic. So all of a sudden, Stan Herster calls Marty Androvic down. And I don't know if Marty is like an evaluator of umpires, or...
But I think what he's saying, Gary, Joe, your car window's up. I feel a few drops.
And the discussion, as Marty Androvic stopped by to talk to us, was on the conference rule. You get 1 per inning once you go into extra innings. And the first pitch to Sante is high, ball 1. Sante on the night is 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored.
Meat of the Hornet order up there, Gary. 2, 3, 4.
Sante has struck out twice, but he hit a home run on Tuesday off Ryan Fry.
2-0.
And all you want Mayock to do right here is throw some strikes, and Mayock has given it everything he has. Freedom certainly doesn't have the staff that the Hornets have, as evidenced by the fact that Tom is now in his 8th inning. He pitched 21 2/3 all year long. Ball 3, 3-0. Nobody will grab this lead and keep a stranglehold on it. They weren't close.
Nope. Nope.
The tying run.
He's going out.
Is on, and that may be enough for Tom Mayock. As I think Villani's coming in, Kevin Jones is going to shortstop. And this young man deserves a big round of applause.
Yeah, and everybody in the park knows it.
The kid from Oklahoma. Even wears his hat like he's from Oklahoma.
And you know the nicest thing about it, Gary? He can't lose. That would be the tying run that he put on base. Because with an effort like that, he certainly deserves that much.
So they'll bring Villani in, and they will move Kevin Jones to shortstop. And Villani will become the second pitcher of the night for the Pates. And we'll give you Villani's numbers. For Vince on the season, 7 1/3 innings pitched. He has a win-loss record of 1-0. He has saved 2 games this year. He has given up 6 hits. He has walked 4. He has struck out 10. He has an ERA of .95. He's given up 4 runs, but only one of those runs was an earned run. So Tom Mayock officially will pitch 7 innings. He has given up at the moment 4 runs. 3 of those runs were earned runs. He struck out 8. He gave up 8 hits. He walked 6 and hit a batter.
Let me see if I read this high school scene right now, Gary. And you retain your pinch hitter, Tavares, because you're subbing for the pitcher who's not a batter.
Correct. The DH remains.
Okay. Boy, that's important.
Jones will not hit. I don't believe.
No, not if, not if Tavares stays, because Jones went in for, actually Jones is going in for the pitcher who was not a batter in the game.
So to paint the picture for you again, Sante's on at first. The Emmaus is down by a run in the bottom of the 8th. Grinovitsky steps in. Nobody out. He is 1 for 3. He's been hit by a pitch, and he has hit a solo home run to lead off the 5th inning. And he faces Vince Villani. Villani is 5'11", 155 pounds, soaking wet.
They say the rule is home team bunts to play for the tie. Let's see.
That is going to be a high fly ball that should be collected by Orcutt. At second base, he's in the outfield. He's got it. And I think with anybody but Grinovitsky, Dick, you do bunt.
Yep. Well, you know what I thought? Really, I thought, Gary, they were just going to look at one. The kid doesn't have many innings thrown. Might look at least one. You had Sante, homer Tuesday. You had Grinovitsky homer tonight. And you got Martin who put one out there near the fence. Big pitch that time and big out for Villani.
Freedom 2 outs away from a district championship. Their last, just like Saucon Valley, as Dick mentioned, 1972. Saucon's last, 1999 now. Martin is 1 for 4, RBI double, and a run scored, ball 1. Fred Harris is beside himself, the Freedom coach, trying to position everybody. That could be, oh, that's a great play.
That is taking the lead runner out like that.
In that situation, for Dave Hefner to have the wherewithal to go out to Jones, and Jones, that was not an easy catch on the first play of the night for Kevin Jones. Fielder's choice, 3-6. Watch how nice this play is.
You have the Freedom coaching staff out there now. I got to tell you why they're screaming. They want interference on this throw going back here.
He did go out and get him.
Got a runner at first. You got 2 down. You got 5 hitter up. We know he goes to the right side.
They get another out, they'll be doing some screaming. Fred Harris goes to the field. That's his one conference of the inning. And stepping up to the plate, Pat Lowe. Lowe is 0 for 3 with a walk. He grounded to first, he grounded to second, and he struck out. Midnight might not come at all for the Patriots. This could be it. It's all over. The Freedom Patriots are your district champion. Unbelievable.
What a comeback. What a job. Really, Gary, I don't go for marathons much, but I went for this one. Really a great job in extra innings. District champs go to the Freedom Patriots. Oh, being mobbed by their crowd. Boy, these people stuck with them. The coaches stuck with them. And how about Mayock? I never give out MVPs. I'll give one out to him tonight.
And how about Villani?
Oh, pitch strikes. Pitch strikes. That was the key.
His veins as he comes in the toughest situation he's ever faced. And I don't care what time it is. I think we have to talk to Fred Harris. We're going to call timeout. We'll come back with the gold medals. Chris Michael and Dick Tracy will be back, and I'll be down on the field. Stay with us.
It's another sports event exclusive for RCN4. Catch the hottest NASCAR action at the Flemington Speedway this summer on RCN Sports with complete coverage of the Penn Jersey Championship feature. Tune in and turn on Channel 4 on Thursday, June 17th and Tuesday, July 6th for all the qualifying heats. Then on Friday, June 18th and July 9th at 8 p.m. for the 50-lap feature event. It's NASCAR racing from the Flemington Speedway exclusively on RCN4.
Welcome back to Balliet Stadium. Chris Michael with Dick Tracy in the press box. Gary Laubach is down on the field with the award ceremony going on. He'll be talking to probably a bunch of people for Freedom. Fred Harris, boy, you were talking about MVPs. There's certainly a couple you can name in this game.
I could talk for another hour about this game. Really, really, Chris. This was so exciting in the way they came back. I mean, they weren't touching it. They weren't smelling a pig. Mayock, everybody counted him out before the game even started. And the kid gave him a spotless. Then you get Villani comes in, throws 3 ground balls. Amazing.
Villani, of course, the defensive gem of a performance at shortstop. And you're right, Emmaus certainly was out in front. They got a run, an unearned run in the second inning. Then in the third inning, they got a questionable run on that pop fly down the left field foul line.
How about Tavares? Cut as a sophomore. Yeah. JV as a junior. He hits one to Berks County tonight. I think they hit the Castle on Reading.
And he winds up scoring the winning run.
It scores the winning run, yeah.
After single in the 8th.
on a tapper off the plate.
So that indeed was the winning run. That occurred in the 8th inning. And, of course, Freedom with 4 runs. The big blow was a sacrifice fly by Chris Rocher in the top of the 7th inning. That tied things up at 4-4. Chris Granovinsky, it looked like he had an insurance home run in the 5th inning. And the Hornets came back with another one in the 6th. But they needed all of those runs as the Patriots came back and tied at 4-4 in the 7th.
All of the baseball knowledge in the county, Chris, counted Pates out because they said Emmaus doesn't have a weakness.
Yeah.
They got fabulous hitting. They got great speed. Defense, we raved about for several innings. You know, we know the lefties and the pitch and all that stuff, but no one figured this one right here. 13 runners left on base.
And the interesting thing about that is early on, they only had 2 hits and 2 runs. They were making the most of their hits, and yet as the game went on, they left more men on base. Freedom, of course, as you said, everyone counted them out, but they manufactured 4 runs in the top of the 9th. Ironically, with a couple errors, some hit batsmen, and a couple walks, the 2 things you wouldn't expect to see from Emmaus.
You want ironic? How about they do it without Garsker? 12-1.
Didn't even enter the game. We were speculating him about coming in the game, never went down to the bullpen, never got into the game, and you're right, Tom Mayock did an outstanding performance on the mound. Vince Villani came up with the save in the end, getting the 3 ground balls as they went right through the heart of the Emmaus batting order.
And probably the biggest hit of the year for Freedom.
Again, a reminder,
wasn't that one to Berks County? It said it was a one off the plate.
Yep.
It went about 1 foot forward and about 50 feet in the air.
Determined. Hopefully it'll be published.
And with all the great hits, it was an infield chop that kind of set up the tying run.
On Monday.
And we're hearing about the instructions. Freedom, of course, will advance. The Patriots winning the 1999 District 11 3A championship game, Saucon Valley with a 1-0 victory earlier in another exciting ball game. That was a pitcher's duel. This was a great pitcher's performance, and of course Freedom will move on, and I believe they're going to play on Monday.
Yes, that's first round of interdistrict. How about 2 in the state, Emmaus, at one time 1 in the state, and they're not going to be in the state playoffs.
25th in the country.
25th in the country, USA Today.
There is a mob on the field. There have been people standing here for at least the last half hour or so, ever since Freedom made that comeback in the top of the 7th inning. Many of those Freedom fans are on the field now, and Gary Laubach's trying to get a couple players to talk to, and they're getting their medals right now. And Fred Harris, what a Cinderella story this has been from start to finish. He's out there enjoying his handshakes and his hugs with every single one of the players. Has not been an incredibly deep team, but
Coach
you know,
Harris.
we talk about them only going
Harris,
2, 3, 4 players deep pitching wise. The 2 and 3 pitchers did the job tonight.
Yeah, what a job. What a job. How about the oh, John Squash is going to say something to winning Coach Harris.
Mr. Bob Nessero, the chairman of District 11 Baseball, present the championship 3A trophy to Coach Fred Harris and the Freedom Patriots. And we wish them the best of luck on Monday as they go into the state tournament, the PIAA action. Thank you. Thanks,
John Squasher retiring as principal at Southern Lehigh. And of course, winning principal Dick Jay retiring as the principal at Freedom High School. Nice scene.
They lost the game. A couple big games this year, and you know, with so many, they do have some seniors leaving. It's going to be extra special for them. But for all the people that said they would not win this game, they wouldn't get to this point, it was just a remarkable year. They came in, of course, ranked number 2 in the districts and upset Emmaus, which on paper had the depth pitching-wise, had the numbers hitting-wise, and had the defense. But Freedom